This broadcast will begin in 5 minutes. This broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. This broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. This broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. This broadcast will begin in 1 minute. This broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay, it's on touchdown. Frazier wins it. The championship.
This broadcast is a production of the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Good evening from Waynesburg. Tonight, the WJPA Sports Network takes the lid off the 2025 Century Conference football season as the host Waynesburg Raiders host the Wash High Little Prexies. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Gregg along with Jack Sacco and our floor directors Scott Donnelly and Jason Tennant here in the booth. Grady Peterson, Brett Gambita are working the cameras with Bill Chapo producing right now in our downtown Washington studios. Off the top, our best wishes to Waynesburg Athletic Director Chris Minor, who had surgery earlier this week, and our thanks to tonight's game manager Brian Strelling. Both teams come in 2-1, each losing week 1 games. Wash High against Steel Valley, Waynesburg to Jefferson Morgan. The Little Prexies opened the year with a comfortable win at McGuffey, then rolled at Union last Friday. The Raiders blew out West Green in week 0, then rallied after a weather delay to top California. And also right off the top here, got to tell you, our outdoor seats are immediately underneath the PA speakers here at Waynesburg, so we'll just ask your indulgence as we deal with that throughout the night. Tonight's game on the WJPA Sports Network is brought to you in part by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. By Washington County Human Services. Take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. By First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. People you know, people you can trust. By Sunny Days In-Home Care, providing compassionate care in the comfort of home. SunnyDaysInHomeCare.com. By the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, celebrating our region's rich athletic tradition. By Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. By Curtis Pharmacy in Washington, Claysville, Connellsville, Carmichaels, and online at curtispharmacy.com. And by Bud Bear Subaru and Bud Bear Mazda on Route 19 South in Washington, home of the Bud Bear Cares Rewards Program. Our coverage tonight also brought to you by Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital. By the Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half-century of service. By Good Orthodontics. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics. By CNX Dreamfields. Making your dream field come true. By Washington Financial Bank for 125 years. Proud to be the bank that gets you. By Schweinerbroughton Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. And by Cornerstone Care, creating healthier tomorrows today. Coach's Corner is coming up in just a few minutes, and Jack will then take a look back at games involving Washington and Greene County teams last week. That's coming your way when our pregame show continues here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
Working overtime on your business needs? With First Federal of Greene County's Commercial Lending Department, your next step is closer than you think. From real estate secured purchases to refinancing, your loan starts and stays here. And now First Federal is offering business basic checking, business statement savings, and merchant services. First Federal will help you take care of business. For more information, visit online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to our pregame show ahead of tonight's Class 2A Century Conference opener between Waynesburg and Wash High. Let's look back at last week's games involving Washington and Greene County teams. Cannon McMillan raced to a 10-0 lead and then made a comeback on South Fayette to claim its first win of the season and knock the Lions from the undefeated. Mason Calgaro and Ethan Campley scored a pair of touchdowns each for the Big Macs. Ty Jansma threw for 243 yards for Cannon Mac. Peters Township moved to 3-0 with a convincing 35-0 victory over Mount Lebanon. The Indians were led by Cole Newpaver's 3 touchdowns. He scored on runs of 1 and 5 yards. Nolan DeLucia rushed and threw for touchdowns for the Indians. Peters Township has outscored the Blue Devils 63-0 combined the last 2 seasons. DeLucia was 15 of 19 for 288 yards. Trinity jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but had a hard time containing the Montour Spartans, who scored 20 of the next 27 points and went on to claim a 35-27 victory over the Hillers, who dropped to 1-2. Jonah Williamson scored 3 touchdowns for Trinity on runs of 20, 3, and 7 yards. Owen Gardner, who rushed for 125 yards, scored the Hillers' other touchdown. Upstart Ringgold captured its second straight win with a 40-0 blowout of Yock. Amani Ward scored 4 rushing touchdowns on runs of 73, 71, 13, and 15 yards. Ashton Minson scored on a fumble recovery return, and Dimitri Lowe caught a touchdown pass from Dennis Hawkins. Ward rushed for 264 yards. McGuffey yielded 28 first-quarter points and fell behind West Allegheny 57-0 at halftime on its way to a 65-7 loss to the Indians. The Highlanders, now 0-3, got their lone touchdown run from Dennis Fermanic on a 50-yard run. Sam Stout kicked the extra point. Avella improved to 3-0 for the first time since 2020 with a 35-6 victory over Springdale. Bryce Wright scored 2 touchdowns, a 2-yard run, and a 38-yard pass from Chaz Rush, who also scored on a 64-yard punt return. Noah Kimberlin and Gage Samuel scored on runs of 5 and 13 yards. Ben Hayes rushed for 155 yards, and Peston Jaquay added 101 rushing yards as Betworth won its second game, a 45-0 decision over winless Charleroi. Ty Watson tossed a 33-yard touchdown pass to Matt Behana for the Bearcats. Hayes would then score 2 rushing touchdowns, and Jaquay added a 7-yard rushing touchdown. Caden Hackinson was 5 for 5 on extra points and made a 31-yard field goal. The Cougars fell to 0-3. Monessen remained unbeaten, rallying from a 3-0 halftime deficit against Beth Center to grab a 20-3 decision. Torrance Taylor, Tavion Taylor, and Javion Jeffries scored touchdowns for the Greyhounds, all on passes from quarterback Kyer Payne. Jefferson Morgan broke open a tight game at halftime to take a 26-10 decision over Burgettstown. The 3-0 Rockets scored on several splash plays of 90, 46, and 84 yards, including Deacon DeHoot's 90-yard reception from Tristan Farabee. DeHoot had 4 receptions for 150 yards. John Woodford rushed for 199 yards. Tristan Farabee threw for 184 yards for Jeff Morgan. 22 fourth-quarter points lifted Chartiers Houston past Mapletown 35-28. Aaron Walsh rushed for 3 touchdowns on runs of 8, 62, and 5 yards, and threw an 8-yard pass to Julius Livingston for another score. Mapletown's Carson Venata rushed for 2 touchdowns and threw for another. Walsh rushed for 224 yards, while Venata ran for 271. Fort Cherry scored all its points in the first half and coasted to a 55-8 victory over West Greene. Evan Rogers and Eli Salvini scored 2 touchdowns each, while Nick Massey, Landon Ternovsky, Matt Sigg, and Joseph Barna all scored for the undefeated Rangers. Matt Wassel scored on a 17-yard pass from Joel Reiser for the Pioneers. Cannon Bupka scored on a 17-yard run in the first quarter to give Carmichael's an early lead, but Frazier responded with 15 second quarter points and never looked back in a 31-14 victory over the Mikes. Brady Seacrest was dominating for the Commodores, who improved to 2-1 as he scored on runs of 5 and 49 yards and booted a 32-yard field goal. Derek Diamond added a touchdown run. Carmichael's, which fell to 1-1, got its other touchdown from Job Smith. Coach's Corner is up next. You'll hear from Washington head coach Mike Bosnick, then Waynesburg head coach Joe Coons when our pregame show continues on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by the CNX Foundation.
We go into individuals' homes and provide non-medical care for mainly senior citizens, but also people with disabilities.
For Sunny Days In-Home Care, John Bennett.
We do stuff like bathing, grooming, meal preparation, take people to doctor's appointments. If someone needs a little bit of assistance to help them stay in their home instead of going into a facility, and we like to come in and be the people that do that for them.
Sunny Days In-Home Care, providing compassionate care for your loved one in the comfort of their home. Find out more, sunnydaysinhomecare.com.
This is Coach Guy Montecalvo for the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, here to invite you to become a member of our chapter and help celebrate the stories of these outstanding athletes, coaches, and teams. For just $10, you'll have the opportunity to vote for respected athletes, coaches, and teams of yesteryear as we recognize these sports figures for their contributions to our rich athletic tradition. We're the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Find us online or hit us up on Facebook and be a part of something exceptional.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here in Coach's Corner, I'm with Wash High head coach Mike Bosnick. Mike, 2-1 in the non-conference schedule. You get started with a rivalry game tonight. Grade out where you are through 3 games.
Well, there's been some positives. Obviously, we still have a lot to work on. Just trying to get better day by day.
Last year, Waynesburg knocked you guys off. You guys talk about that at all? You look at that film, talk about what happened?
Yeah, sure. We talked about it with the kids. Most of the kids were here last year, and it was a tough loss for us. We fumbled the ball going into the end zone at the end of the game. So we wanted to remind them of that this week.
Tegan Krause, he can run, he can throw. Anything special that you're going to try to do?
Well, we just, we have to tackle. We have to keep him contained and play sound fundamental defense.
Offensively, what do you want to get done?
Well, we want to obviously establish physical play and protect the ball and get the ball out to our athletes.
Where do you see your offense? Are you where you want to be? Are you happy with where you're at right now?
Well, I think we're still trying to establish, our identity. We've made some progress, but still a lot to do.
How big is this game to start the conference?
Well, it's important. Anytime you open up conference play, and Wash High Waynesburg is always a rivalry game, so it means a lot. It's a big game for us.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Wash High head coach Mike Bosnick. More on our pregame show when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. We have a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. Come on up and drive one home today.
0.9% APR financing for 36 months for well-qualified applicants subject to credit approval. Monthly payment of $28.16 for every $1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Must take delivery from retail stock by 9/30/25.
BudBearSubaru.com.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Back in Coach's Corner with head coach Joe Coons. Joe, your name was around a couple of openings for head coaching jobs. Why Waynesburg?
Well, I knew a lot of the kids because I teach here, so I knew them as good students, good families, and I was familiar with them, so I felt like it was a pretty good fit for me.
2-1 in the non-conference. Grade out your team so far.
I'm not going to say the grade yet, but we're still trying to figure out who we are. We're becoming familiar with each other, and it's a little bit of a process with a new coach. So happy where we're at. We got a long way to go, though.
Enter the conference play against Wash High, a rivalry, a game that your team won last year. How big is this to start things off?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's two teams that are in the playoff conversation. The winner of the night, has a leg up on the other for sure, and. It's a tough one out of the gate, but, they're in the same situation we are, getting us early, too. So,
talk about Tegan Krause and what he means to the team in terms of leadership, but also those yards that he just keeps chewing up.
Well, he's one of those guys that when everything breaks down, he can still make a play. If it's an assignment's missed or a pattern's run wrong, he can always tuck it and run with it. Or, his arm's ridiculous. He's got that wiggle. He's hard to tackle in the open field. So, I'm glad I don't have to defend him. I'll put it that way.
All right, and then talk about the team that you do have to defend tonight. They can do so many different, and they not only can, but they do so many different things. How do you deal with that?
I don't know. You turn on some 1920s Notre Dame Four Horsemen film to figure out that single wing, but yeah, they do it well, and Mike his teams always execute, and we're just gonna have to stay in our position, do our job, and plug the hole we're supposed to plug, and not worry about looking for the ball.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Bob.
Waynesburg head coach Joe Coons. We'll have more on our pregame show here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
My Dream Field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My Dream Field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My Dream Field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Marching band with our national anthem here at Waynesburg. Welcome back to our pregame show ahead of Wash High and Waynesburg here tonight on WJPA FM and the WJPA Sports Network. Thanks to both head coaches for chatting with us ahead of kickoff. Tonight's action around the area includes conference openers for the small schools, while the three big school classes continue their non-conference action. McGuffey opens its 3A Western Hills schedule at winless Central Valley. The Highlanders hoping to snap a 13-game losing streak. Charleroi hasn't won since late September a year ago. The Cougars head to Dormont Stadium tonight to take on Seton LaSalle in their 2A Century opener. Fort Cherry begins defense of its back-to-back Black Hills Conference titles, visiting Chartiers-Houston. Burgettstown travels to Cornell also in the 1A Black Hills. In the Tri-County South, unbeaten Avella home with winless West Green. A pair of 2-1 teams square off. California hosts Bentworth. Carmichael's heads north on Route 88 to take on Beth Center. The Mikes' WPIL best 4-game win streak snapped last week at Fraser. BC has lost 5 in a row since beating Mapletown mid-October a year ago. Speaking of the Maples, they snapped a 10-game losing streak, rallying late in Week 1 against Fraser. Tonight, George Message squad is home for a third straight game, hosting unbeaten Jefferson Morgan. Tonight's non-conference schedule includes Armstrong at Canada-McMillan, both teams coming in with 1 and 2 marks. Unbeaten Peters Township heads to Hiller Field to play 1 and 2 Trinity. Dan Canals' squad 2 plays away from also being unbeaten. Ringgold and Greensburg-Salem are both 2-1 after losing Week 0 games. The 2 meet tonight in Westmoreland County. When our 2 teams met a year ago, Jacob Stevenson ran for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns, threw for 80 more yards and another score as Waynesburg beat Wash High, snapping a 9-game losing streak to the Little Prexies. Stevenson scored on runs of 4 and 25 yards and connected with Tegan Krause on a 28-yard scoring pass. Caleb Patton and Javon Woods had short TD runs for Washington. Waynesburg never trailed in the game and forced 3 second-half turnovers for the win, their first over the Little Prexies since 2008. All-time, Wash High holds a 47, 14-2 mark against the Raiders. 4 of Waynesburg's wins came between 1998 and 2000, including a dominating victory in the 1999 WPIL Championship game at then Three Rivers Stadium. In addition to the 9-game win streak that was snapped last year, the Little Prexies went 12-0-1 from 1915 through 1938, then won 10 of the next 13 meetings between the schools from 1970 through the mid-80s. Waynesburg won 7 of the 12 games in the 11-year stretch from 98 through 2008. That was Bill Britton's final season as Wash High head coach. We're just minutes away from kickoff here in Week 3. We'll get the ball on the tee for Wash High Waynesburg when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
You deserve a bank that drives your business. One that's with you for the long haul and knows how to keep your business rolling. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on delivering customized solutions, ones that are built for the unique journey your business is on. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Welcome back here to Waynesburg, and again, we're just going to mention that our setup is immediately below one of the PA speakers here at Waynesburg, and that puppy is full blast.
Yeah, I mean,
don't be distracted, partner.
It's very loud. It's going to be, not tough, but just have to make sure stay focused here.
Indeed. Wash High comes in 2-1, so does Waynesburg. Mike Bosnick, the longtime head coach of the Little Prexies. Joe Coons has worn the head coach's cap before, but here in his first year at Waynesburg. Little Prexies beat McGuffey, lost to Steel Valley, a game the Little Prexies were competitive in and could have won, but couldn't find their way to the end zone, losing 21-6, and then rolled at Union. Particularly strong second quarter on for Wash High. Waynesburg blew out West Green to start, then had a wild shootout with Jeff Morgan, 57-30, the Rockets with that win. And then last week, a game that Waynesburg did not play all that well until the rain came. And then after the weather delay, they got it put together and started making it work. And came back with the 27-20 win.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game today. You know, Tegan Krause has played very well through the first 3 games for Waynesburg. He's done it through the air and on the ground, too. If Waynesburg's able to spread this out, we might see a shootout tonight.
Well, really the two questions, and you know, after what you and I watched last week, first on Saturday with W&J unable to stop Utica, and then really the Steelers weren't able to stop the Jets. We might see that same thing on both sides of the ball tonight. Yeah. Can either team's defense get stops?
Yeah, you know, one point, you know, I was doing some prep work for this game, and I was talking to my dad about it, and he made a great point. If I was the Waynesburg defense, I would play very aggressive. You know, you might give up some big plays, but I would, if I were Waynesburg, I would go for turnovers. Go try to make that big play on defense, because that's when you can get Wash High to make mistakes. It's a team that they put the ball on the ground a good bit. So if Waynesburg plays aggressively defensively, it's a gamble. You might give up, you know, multiple long scores, but I think you don't play scared here. You go to play to win the game.
Yeah, one of the things that Wash High has shown, and really it's not a new phenomenon for the Little Prexies, that ball security is not a high success item. They put the ball on the ground. Sometimes just running with it in the open field, sometimes in the backfield situation, sometimes just get it stripped out when they take a hit. And you know, that's an area that Washington has to get better at, but it's certainly an area that Waynesburg took advantage of last year, and they'll look to do the same here tonight.
Yeah, and that, you know, Mike Bosnick mentioned that during Coach's Corner. You know, he said he recalled that fumble last year. You know, Tristan Reed going into the end zone, turned it over, and that really was a big reason as to why Wash High was not able to come back and win that game.
Other action in the Century Conference in addition to our game, Stowe Rock's home with Keystone Oaks. Both teams struggling out of the gate here, though KO has that's a new thing for the Golden Eagles. Stowe Rocks has struggled for several years now. And the other game in the conference is at Dormont Stadium. Seton LaSalle home to Charleroi, and the Cougars are really struggling. Already, this is a ceremonial coin toss going on at midfield. As soon as the Little Prexy coaches get there, we can tell you that Waynesburg won the toss and has opted to receive. They want their hands on the ball. And Jack, we kind of started in that discussion. We got a minute or two here to talk about that. You know, I've always felt the team that gets the ball first has the chance to have the ball the most.
Number 52.
Yeah,
so give me the ball.
That's not a ridiculous thought. I mean, you get that advantage in the first half. Now it's up to the other team to catch up with the number of possessions. And in a game like this, you know, there might be a lot of possessions. So just having that one extra one could matter a lot.
The sun has finally made its way far enough to the horizon to get behind the trees. We are under shelter here at Waynesburg, but there was this about 8-inch gap between the top of the trees and the bottom of the tent that the sun was just sitting there. I went to the Pirates game yesterday in Baltimore, and of course I drove down in the morning staring at the sun on Route 68, on I-68 going across West Virginia and Maryland. Went to the game, enjoyed time with my brothers, and other than the actual result of the game, and then driving home along Route 68 through Maryland and West Virginia, staring at that ball of fire right in my face the entire way. But believe me, I am not complaining. I don't complain about heat, and I never complain about sunshine. Wash High will kick off.
Number 7, Tyler Crawford.
A little Prexies.
Back deep for Waynesburg Central. Number 1.
Player ran on, then ran off, and now is coming back on. I'm not sure if he had an equipment issue or what happened, but we're set to get this one underway. Looks to be Kraus and Giblets back deep to receive. Tegan Kraus, who caught that scoring pass a year ago, will hope to be on the throwing end of a number of those tonight. And he's going to settle under this kick and take it at the 6-yard line, right up the hash. 15, 20, stutter step, and then got corralled as he got just shy of the 25. He'll start there at the 25-yard line.
Keegan Kraus on the return.
Nice kick there from
Brought down
Crawford.
by number 19, Mackay Wise.
Kraus will be at the
26,
quarterback.
Elijah Turner.
Ross Tennant in the backfield. Tight ends Jeffrey Blair, Daniel Brookover,
Raiders
Zach
will
Giblets,
open the game
Caleb
with
Phillips,
possession at their
Braden
own 25-yard
Wallawonder, and
line.
Jack Rossetti will spend time at the wideouts. Caden Fowler, Taylor Sprode, Eli Tennant, R.J. Weil, and Grant Pack across that offensive line. Kraus, 19 on the run back. And Waynesburg starts 1st and 10 at its own 25-yard line. Confusion on alignment. And now they run a guy off the bench. He's got to get inside the numbers. Okay, he's done that. Boy, dangerous situation. Wallawonder gets inside the numbers. Running play and some room up over the 30 to 32 on the carry by Zach Giblets. Going to pick up about 7.
Brought down by number 4.
And a good carry from Giblets. Goes inside, and it was well blocked. Good job sealing the edge from number 52, Caden Fowler.
Yeah, Waynesburg fortunate there that they didn't get the flag for the lonely end type play as they came up from from the sideline. 6 yards for Giblets. Second down and 4. 2 receivers stacked this way. Kraus on the keeper, pulls it out and has first down and then some. Arm tackle attempt at the 38 doesn't work, and finally Kraus goes down across the 40.
Number 5, Trenton Broom.
Right there, that keeper. Little Prexies were not expecting it. Kraus had everybody on the near side of the field fooled, and he was able to run untouched for a good while.
Coming off is Blair. Kraus getting the play from the sideline, joins the huddle now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Runs for 6 and 11 yards for the Raiders to start. Twins left, single receiver right, 2 backs with Kraus in the backfield. 1st and 10, Kraus on the option. Pitch goes wide right, nobody home. 45, 50, into the secondary and up inside, and the ball came loose, but that's going to be whistled dead. And that carry goes to about the Washai 43-yard line.
Giblets takes the pitch.
A little pitch to Giblets.
For negative yardage, it'll be Jack Rossetti on the catch, his 10th of the year.
Brought down by Tristan
Yeah, and that little throwback play, that time Little Prexies were wise to it. They weren't fooled. Charnick was able to get over there along with Tristan Reed to make that tackle.
Be a loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. Often joke that one thing that Woody Hayes never imagined in his 3 things on a forward pass and 2 of them are bad, could never imagine a completion for negative yardage. 2nd and 13, empty backfield. Kraus steps and throws down the near sideline. Ball is thrown inside, and Amir Nelson with the interception at the 13 brings it up the near sideline. 20, 25, 30, and bumped out of bounds on the Raider bench.
Kraus goes deep. Little 3-step drop, tries to get it out quick on a go. Underthrew his man a little bit. I don't know if it would have mattered. Nelson was all over it, went up, won the ball. Amir Nelson, he'll only make a few plays a game sometimes, but usually those plays are big-time plays.
2nd interception thrown this year by Kraus. Boy, return out to the 45 where Washington will have it 1st and 10. We talked about turnovers in the opening. Well, Waynesburg makes the first. They were chewing up ground on the run and went up to the air, lost 3 yards on a completed pass, and then a deep ball intercepted. Tristan Reed up under center. Eye stack behind. He'll pass it to the right. Ball is juggled and then pulled in. Play going to be dead after a gain of about 3.
Pass is complete to number 4, Caleb Patton.
It is Caleb Patton.
Tackled by number 9, Caleb Phillips.
Yeah, quick 1-step drop. Gets it out quick. Patton almost dropped it. You always, if you're a receiver, take a big gasp whenever it pops up like that, but Patton was able to keep it and get it on the rebound.
3-yard pickup for the Little Prexies. 2nd down and 7 at the 48.
This is a Wash High team that has not thrown the ball much this year at all. They've been successful in doing so. No turnovers through the air yet, but they might try to go through the air today.
Woods and Cook, movement on the right side of the O-line. Little Prexies beat the snap. That O-line has Jaden Nemeth, Najee Dudley, Wahid Jones, Eric Everett, and Oscar Fregoso Morgan. Tristan Reed at quarterback, Javon Woods and Caden Cook running backs, Isaac Charnick the tight end, Amir Nelson, Caleb Patton, at time Blaze Naraskovich on the wideout spots. Unforced error. False start. Makes it 2nd and 12 now for Wash High.
Yeah, it looked like right as they were about to snap it, I think it was Fregoso Morgan who jumped early.
It was. Patton and Naraskovich wide this way. Delay handoff to the tailback, trying to slip out of the backfield, and no can do. Gain of maybe a yard on the run for Cook.
On the carry. Brought down by number 4, Rowan
There wasn't
Hudson.
much there. Maybe if he
Number 26, Ross Tennant.
possibly could have cut that back towards the middle of the field, but either way, there were a lot of black jerseys in the mix.
3rd down and 11. Prexies get the interception return. 3-yard completion on 1st down, but the penalty and a very short run have them facing 3rd down and long now. I backfield, tight end right, split end flanker to the left side. Reed drops, steps up. He has a ball already tucked. Now going to look at throwing it. He's going to pull it down and run. Get the 1st down as he steps out of bounds on the Waynesburg sideline at the 42-yard line.
Really nice decision by Reed to just tuck that. He had time in the pocket. What kept his eyes downfield, saw there was nothing there, didn't force anything, utilized his legs. Got a nice gain.
Reed averaging 14 yards a carry on the season, picks up 14 yards on that scramble, and Washington's first down into Waynesburg territory. 6:56 to play, first quarter, scoreless. Wash High on its first possession after Waynesburg turned the ball over on its opening set.
Wash High's been working out of the eye in each play so far. Haven't seen it with this offense as much.
Yep, tight end to the right. Little play fake. Reed rolls out to the right, directing traffic. A little dump pass down the numbers. Ball was caught. Naraskovich bumped to the sideline around the 20-yard line.
Complete to number 9, Blaze.
That's some field general stuff right there from Reed. He rolls out. Naraskovich stays on his route. Reed signals run. Sends him downfield. Floats a perfect pass over the top to get it to Naraskovich.
The only danger in that play is that you overthrow a wide open receiver, and Reed floated it enough even if he had thrown it too far that Naraskovich could run under it. Completion to the 15, good for 27. Again, twins left, tight end right, I backfield. Wash High's been in this set, this formation, the entire possession. Reed looks over the defense, now steps under center. 1st and 10 from the 15. Tailback gets the call. Slipping off of that, Jamari Walker bangs inside the 10 down to about the 7. Good hard carry from the tailback spot.
Walker on the carry.
Jeffrey Blair for Waynesburg really timed that well, blitzing into the backfield. Had his shot and just whiffed on it. That could have been a tackle for a loss. Instead, that's a 8-yard gain for Walker.
Spotted near the Raiders 7-yard line. 2nd down.
Coming up on 6:15 to play in the opening quarter. 2nd down and 2. Washington at the Waynesburg 7-yard line here on the WJPA Sports Network. Now tight end left, twins set to the right with that I backfield. And Walker dotting that I. Reed barks hard, movement into the zone, but which way is this penalty going to go? Did somebody on the O-line move? Well, the lineman far side, and we did not get official names tonight. They did not have a card available, so they're going to mark this off against Waynesburg and take the ball to the 3.5-yard line. Offside's a 1st down. outside the 3. First penalty on Waynesburg tonight. Fullback gets the call and pounds his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Boy, the Little Prexies keep the block going. Oh, no, they don't get in. Wow. They spotted this short. Woods gets 2. And now Little Prexies go quick. Reed stood up, tush push, Washington version. And now the official on the near side indicates touchdown. I'd love to go back and see the Woods run because I certainly looked like Woods was in the end zone. We know the officials say that Reed got in as well. He only needed about 6 inches and got in.
Yeah, it looked like Woods, right as he reached it out, was able to cross the goal line. Doesn't end up mattering. Reed able to punch it in from 1.
On to attempt the extra point.
Well, Little Prexies take the turnover and go 55 yards in 7 plays. Patton to hold for Tyler Crawford's extra point attempt. Some pressure from the left side, but Crawford beats the rush and the kick is good. 5:37 to play in the first. Washington 7, Waynesburg nothing. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opiate addiction. I'm Commissioner Larry Maggi, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
Tegan Kraus, Zach Giblets back deep to receive the Crawford kickoff, his second in the game's first 6.5 minutes. Washington leading 7-0, and it's going to be Kraus backpedaling to the 3, up the hash, 10, 15, and then puts on a little burst to get across the 25-yard line. Very similar position, a little longer run back this time for Kraus.
Another long kick for Crawford. We saw a lot of that in week 0. For the first time we saw Wash High this season, and a couple good returns for Kraus, but things like that can come and be a factor in a game like this.
19 on the first kick return, 24 on this run back for Tegan Kraus, the 5'8", 155-pound junior quarterback, runner, kick returner. Waynesburg, which ripped off 32 yards on 3 running plays before turning the ball over on an interception, comes out to the line with twins right, single receiver left, and Kraus with the ball on the hip. They pitch back to Giblets. Giblets stopped shy of the line and tossed to the ground on the tackle by Javon Woods.
Giblets on the carry.
Looked like going to get credit back to the line.
Wash High is not playing any games right now defensively. We've talked about,
no gain on the play.
Sometimes up front they aren't as secure with the tackles. Early in this game, a couple nice runs from Waynesburg, but the effort's definitely been there from the Little Prexies.
Second down and 10, Waynesburg at its own 27-yard line. That run for Giblets for no gain. Twins left, single receiver right, 2 backs stacked side by side to the left side. Second man through gets the handoff, trying to come this way. Giblets, little semi-stiff arm there to get the hands away from his legs.
Giblets on the carry.
Pursuit there by Cook. Hands got shoved away, and that allowed Giblets to get 3.
Yeah, Cook could have got him right around the line of scrimmage, took a poor angle, and then Giblets was able to shrug him off.
And now third down and 7 for the Raiders, 4:15 to play. Keysport leading Bell Vernon 7-0. Thomas Jefferson 7, Avonworth 0. Upper St. Clair leading Hampton 7-0. Seton LaSalle 7, Charleroi 0, all early on. 3rd and 7 here. It's Washington leading Waynesburg 7-0. Kraus, pop pass, man running free down the seam. It's Jeffrey Blair. First down out near midfield.
Kraus sold that well. It looked like he was just going to tuck it and run. Didn't even break stride, just popped it right over the top. And running free was Blair.
18-yard completion on the pop pass.
And that's good for Waynesburg Central. First down.
Blair with 8 catches on the year. First and 10. Empty backfield. Now motion Giblets across the set. Little flip pass. Giblets grabs that and is hit, taken down right around the line of scrimmage. That is statistically a forward pass.
Giblets catches the shovel pass and is brought down by number 55.
And once again, another good job up front by Wash High. Nijah Dudley, Caden Cook both there to make that tackle.
Second down and 10. 3 minutes to play on our opening quarter. For Cherry 9. Chartiers Houston nothing opening quarter. Wash High with a 3-man front and only one guy with his hand on the ground. Pass play to the near side, trying to spin out of that. Nowhere to go. Ross Tennant will go backwards on a completed pass.
Krause's pass is complete to Ross Tennant.
Wash High has to watch there at the end of that play. They're fired up right now. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. You just don't want to show emotion, kind of in the face of an opponent, even if it's not targeted towards them. Thought maybe you might see a taunting flag.
Peters Township leading Trinity 3-0. Thank you, John Sacco, for all those little goodies, including the Wash High defensive front change. Now 3rd and 12. That completion for a loss of 2, by the way, not 3, my apologies. 3rd and 12. Pressure coming up the middle and nowhere to run for quarterback Tegan Kraus. Well, Prexy's brought everybody but the defensive secondary in on that. And tackle at the line of scrimmage for bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they weren't fooled right there. Once again, Dudley doing a good job just getting in the mix, and Blazin Raskovich really made that play, getting up inside, stopping the momentum of Kraus.
Back deep for Washington.
Cook and Nelson back to receive the Daniel Brookover punt. 1:20-ish about the time the ball will be snapped. And now Wash High needs a timeout. I'm not sure they have enough. 3, 6, 8. Yeah, maybe they do. Yep, maybe they're walking somebody on. So a timeout, and indeed Washington was a player short. 1:15 to go in the first. Waynesburg to punt after the timeout here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Don't fall behind on your home improvement projects. Let First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County help you with the heavy lifting before winter. First Federal gives you all the tools you need with FHA Title I home improvement, home equity, construction, and owner-builder loans. With offices in Washington, Greene, and Fayette counties, your loan stays here. Apply in person or anytime online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 458729.
Our motto at Sunny Days is put our clients and our caregivers first.
For Sunny Days In-Home Care, John Bennett.
We care about people and we want people to have better lives because we're involved with them. We'd love for you to go and check out our website, fill out an application, and we can talk to you more. And we really like to have good people. And the big thing we're looking for is if you're a caring and compassionate person. I mean, that's our top quality.
Sunny Days caregivers make a difference in people's lives. Find out how you can join the team. Log on sunnydaysinhomecare.com.
The end zone
Rugby rollout style punt and end over end, and the kick goes out of bounds or into the end zone for a touchback. 54 yards on the punt. Well, Prexy's let that ball hit out around the 25, and it didn't
at its own 20-yard line.
Did not get a hand on it. It had plenty of room to do so, but get a break there with the ball continuing to roll into the end zone. Washington will take over 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line.
Wash High moved it very easily on the first possession. See if that continues.
First and 10 from the 20, fullback quick hitter, and Powell moves out across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. You got to love that run. Javon Woods with the big carry on first down.
Yeah, Woods is a guy, he always pretty much gets it up inside where there's a lot of traffic. He doesn't really have opportunities to have big runs, but he's pretty good at churning out those tough yards, as we saw right there.
End of one quarter at California and Bentworth are scoreless. 35 seconds to go in our first quarter. Washington leading Waynesburg 7-0 in their Century Conference opener. Woods and Cook in an eye set behind Reed. Second down and 3. It'll be Cook. Hit it right at the line. Fights the tackle forward to about the 29 in what will likely be the final play of the opening period. Washington 7, Waynesburg nothing after one. Back for the second quarter on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
This is Coach Guy Montecalvo for the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, here to invite you to become a member of our chapter and help celebrate the stories of these outstanding athletes, coaches, and teams. For just $10, you'll have the opportunity to vote for respected athletes, coaches, and teams of yesteryear as we recognize these sports figures for their contributions to our rich athletic tradition. We're the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Find us online or hit us up on Facebook and be a part of something exceptional.
At Slovenian Savings and Loan, they understand you want convenience. That's why their mobile banking app allows you to bank from anywhere, anytime. They also know there's no substitute for personal, one-on-one service from someone who cares about you and your family. Founded on honesty, integrity, and trust in 1925, and that will never change. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. SlovenianSavingsandLoan.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Washington, third down and a yard to go from the 29-yard line. Reed up under center, calls for the snap. Fullback gets the call. The Powell moves enough to move the sticks. No fooling around there. Javon Woods with the straight-ahead power move.
So I just mentioned, Woods gets those carries pretty much all the time. Short yardage, fullback, just get it inside his stomach and just let him pound forward, get a couple.
I have 4 first downs for the Little Prexies. The run for Woods, good for 4 yards. Avella leading West Green 6-0. Bentworth and California scoreless. Best Center 7, Carmichael's nothing. First and 10, toss left. Trying to get wide and not able to do that as Caden Cook pulled down. Going to get credit back to the line of scrimmage, but that's a fortunate spot.
Yeah, it didn't even look like he got there. That pitch.
No gain on the play.
Forced
Second
inside.
down.
It was a nice job on the edge that time from Waynesburg, setting that edge. And when that pitch has to come back up inside, if you rally to it, you'll make that tackle.
Wash High in the opening quarter, 35 yards on the ground, 30-yard passing, 65 total. Waynesburg 35 on the ground, 13 passing, 48 total, and 1 interception. Washington second and 10 from the 33. Reed hands it off, hit right away, and unable to get off of that is Jamari Walker. Will get forward for a yard, but Washington will face 3rd and long.
Yeah, back-to-back ineffective carries. That time, getting up the middle was Jeffrey Blair, just broke into the backfield and was able to take him down.
Fort Cherry opens up on Chartiers Houston, now 16-0.
Ended up giving him a yard there.
3rd down and 9 for the Little Prexies at their own 34, leading 7-0. Split end the far side, tight end and a slot this way. Reed drops straight back, keeps dropping. Now Little jump pass, takes forever to get there. Ball is caught on the sideline. Catch made. Good for a first down. It's Caleb Patton.
Tristan Reed's pass is complete to Caleb
You
Patton.
just have to know that's where he's going to go with that. Pretty much
Phillips.
every big third down. Reed's going to have his eyes on Caleb Patton.
44-yard line.
Too much cushion. Patton on the out route. That's a tough throw for Reed from the far hash, but he was able to deliver it, float it up, and it floated right into the hands of Caleb Patton.
Needed 9, got 10. Catch by Patton. First down at the 44-yard line. Tristan Reed, 3 for 3 to start, 40 yards through the air. 2 of those catches made by his favorite target, the senior Caleb Patton. Patton wide out this way with a tight end and a flanker to the left. Tailback gets the call. Nice move to get out of the backfield to begin with and get a little gain out of that. As Trenton Grooms, his first toe to the rock tonight.
Cut down by Ross Tennant.
There's been a lot of push into the backfield on these run plays from this Waynesburg defense. You know, the Raiders front doing a good job getting pressure and getting into the backfield. They need some support on the back end, though.
One of the things that Mike Bosnick said that they want to be physical, and they have not been offensively that as of yet. Bentworth scores, leads Bentworth 7-0. Washington facing 2nd and 7 from its own 47. Reed rolls right into pressure, keeps the play alive, sets and throws the ball downfield into traffic. Patton fighting to try to get to the ball at defenders front and back, incomplete.
Reed's pass intended for Patton is incomplete.
I like the ambition there from Reed, but the better play right there would have been to just tuck that and run. He had some room in front of him. Would have likely picked up the first down. Instead, now you got 3rd and 7.
The Raiders came that time, and Reed's rollout took him right to pressure. So the first thing that he had to do was make a move to get away from that. Getting front pressure. Just over 9 minutes to play first half. 3rd and 7 for Washington from the 47. Play action, roll out, dump the ball off on the screen. Cook needs a block up over the 50 and pulled out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. This is close to the first down.
I think they're spotting him right at it. I think they're going to give it to him. Yep, they're waving to move the chains. Really like the play design there. Play action. You slip the running back out of the backfield, and he has room.
Needed 7, got 7. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Catch for Cook. First of the night, 2nd of the year. Washington leading 7-0, 8:55 to play first half. Little Prexy scored on their opening possession. This is just their 2nd possession of the night. Upcoming, the 10th play, and they're 4 yards across midfield. Reed in the shotgun. Slings the ball to the seam. Naraskovich short arms it. Does not make the catch.
That was a great throw from Reed. I was almost certain he was throwing that one on the out to Nelson. Just a little slant pattern. Nelson, quick out. He was open too, but the fake gave him a little snake eyes. Delivered a perfect pass, and Naraskovich just dropped it.
Plays Naraskovich, a sophomore. Plays a bunch of different positions. Could line up as a running back, as a tight end, as a slot back, as a wide receiver, but you got to make that catch. 2nd and 10 from the Waynesburg 46-yard line. Cook beside Reed. Cook spins and rolls, buys some time, and now will run. He's got 7, 8, 10 yards and going to get the first down as he's tackled at the 35, maybe inside the 35.
Yeah, once again, a situation where Reed just immediately has pressure and has to bag a play. He's able to utilize those legs, and credit to Cook blocking downfield. Able to allow Reed to turn a nice gain into a first down.
12-yard pickup and a first down. Washington's 7th of the first half. But just a 7-0 lead. 8.5 minutes to play. First half. 3 receivers bunched in against the O lineman. Right side of the set. Ball at the left hash. Reed Fakes the handoff, now keeps it himself and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but got the second hand on the ball when the second hit was coming.
Reed on the carry.
Yeah, and I think Reed just made the wrong decision there. I don't know if that might have been by design. Thought he may hand that off outside.
Second down.
Either way, he made the right move, just protecting the ball and cutting his losses.
Other than the penalty, that's the first negative play for Washington tonight. But it brings up 2nd and 12. Possession coming up on 6 minutes elapsed time. Ball at the Waynesburg 36. Reed with Cook beside. Drops and rolls to his right. Throws to the sideline. Ball is caught right around the 27-yard line. Caleb Patton with the catch.
Knocked out of bounds by Caleb Phillips.
Another good delivery, another designed rollout. That plays money. Just a quick out for Patton. He easily is able to create space. You know, he's well known among these teams as a deep threat, and he is able to use that reputation to kill teams underneath.
10-yard completion. Now 3rd down and 2. Washington in a situation, they certainly have 2 plays here to cover the distance unless they take a loss, and then they may look at a long field goal. But first things first, 2 receivers wide each side, single back. Walker gets the call, slips, backfield contact, gets inside the 20, and is tackled at about the 15-yard line.
Brought down by Sumter.
That was a better job of blocking. Dudley,
to the Raiders 15,
or I should say Eric Everett, coming across the formation. He was able to just seal off his man just enough for Walker to be able to squeeze through.
20 yards for Walker on 3 carries, 11 on that pickup. Upcoming, the 15th play of this drive. Again, 2 wide receivers each way. 1st and 10 at the Waynesburg 15. Raiders trying to find a way to get this thing stopped. Reed on the keeper, bounces outside, takes it again wide, jumps over a tackler, 10, 5, and to the end zone, touchdown.
What a play from Reed. Reed has come out firing in this one. Really nice place through the air and on the ground right there. He had to redirect a few times, leap over a diving defender, and he was able to tightrope at the end of that to get into the end zone.
Extra point attempt for Tyler Crawford now. Snap and holder, good. Crawford yanks it, but gets it inside the right upright. 6:44 to play first half. Washington 14, Waynesburg nothing. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Mazda. We have a great selection of new 2025 Mazda CX-50s. We have 1.9% financing on those up to 60 months.
1.9% financing with approved credit for very well qualified customers through Mazda Financial Services. $17.48 per month per $1,000 financed. Tax, title, license, and other fees may apply. Offer ends 9/30/25.
BudBearMazda.com.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Many times when we've done Wash-I games, we've not seen cohesive play. Wash-I just took the ball 15 straight plays and did not commit a penalty on the possession.
Yeah, it's been a clean outing so far for Wash-I. It's been, high success rate. You're going out there, you're not going for the big chunk every time. You're just getting positive yardages every time.
Crawford booms the kick. This one carries into the end zone, and Kraus cannot return it this time. Ball, the kickoff crosses the plane of the goal line, and that's an automatic touchback in high school.
Crawford's kick is fielded in the end zone by Tustin for a touchback.
Now Waynesburg, in a tougher spot, down a pair of scores. Got a score update. Beth Center leads 21-0 in the second quarter.
Waynesburg Central takes over at its own 20-yard line.
And I have Jeff Morgan 21, Mapletown nothing as well. Waynesburg first and 10 at its own 20-yard line. A couple of first downs on their first possession, one on their second, but have gotten away from the run. Now Kraus in trouble, and the Little Prexies just bring all kind of heat, and Kraus loses 4.
Yeah, Little Prexies, they're blitzing effectively for the run. You're keeping your gaps there. You have Grooms kind of slant through, and it leaves Naraskovich with just an open lane to go make a big play.
Loss of 3 on that run. Little Prexies are faster than Waynesburg, and they're taking advantage of that right now. Not giving Kraus the opportunity to set his plays up. 2nd and 13, quickly slings it to the right. Pass is caught over there. Rossetti slipped the tackle in the backfield and almost picked up the first down, and a flag for an out-of-bounds hit.
Just as we talk about, Wash High's played a clean game to this point. That's going to add 15 yards to that nice play. Just a one-on-one on the outside after that quick pass, and Rossetti just puts his man on the floor.
Personal foul on Washington.
Personal foul is going to take the ball out to the 45-yard line. Rossetti did pick up the first down after slipping backfield contact. If that tackle's made, there is no out-of-bounds penalty. But first down penalty after the first down reception. And Waynesburg in business near midfield. 13 yards on the Rossetti catch. Running play trying to go up the middle, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, you got Dudley, Nemeth, Naraskovich, all in the mix right there.
Pennant on the carry.
Presidents, Prexies are just bringing the heat.
And Nigel Dudley.
Just a little Presidents.
Short loss on the play, 2nd down.
Loss of a yard on the run by Tennant. I have that as his first carry of the night. Had a reception for negative yardage as well. Washington leading Waynesburg 14-0. 5:15 to play, first half. Half that is just rolling along. Snap, Kraus, pitch back, Giblets makes an inside-out move and can't get loose. Amir Nelson got faked by that move inside out, but got a hand out and around the waist and able to pull Giblets down at the original line after the penalty.
And there's just been a lot of white jerseys really wherever the ball's been. Little Prexies have done a good job rallying.
Third down and 10 for the Raiders. Still at their own 45-yard line, and now Waynesburg going to use a timeout. 4:25 to play, first half. Washington 14, Waynesburg nothing. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
Third down and 10. The Raiders roll right to quarterback Kraus, then stops, throws back to Tennant, and Tennant picks up the first down to the Washington 42-yard line.
Well-designed throwback screen right there. The blockers sold it well, patiently waited, then got downfield. It was able to let Tennant pick up that first down.
Third pass play, good for double-digit yardage. 13-yard pickup on the reception by Tennant, his second catch of the night. And Waynesburg with just under 4 minutes to play into Washington territory. First and 10 at the 42. Raiders' second trip inside the 50-yard line. Running play coming wide this way and carrying bodies with him, Rowan Tustin. And he'll pick up about 5 on the run. Tustin's first rush tonight.
Yeah, Tustin able to bounce that one outside. Cook
second down.
Didn't do a great job of tackling. He ends up getting him down, but Tustin worked through about 5 yards through contact.
And tackler went for a little bit of a ride. 6 yards on the Tustin run. Waynesburg ran well early on, but have not done so since. Little Prexy's nearly gotten into the neutral zone, and now the right guard jumps up out of his stance.
Flag on the play.
Officials are going to huddle on this.
Looked like right about at the same time, R.J. Weil and Nigel Dudley both jumped up. Usually, I'd have to say you call that on the offense. Dudley wasn't in the neutral zone.
They're going to call this against Washington. I'll say this, Washington was offside early, and that didn't get called, but the next movement was illegal by the offense, not by the defense, but marked off and turns into another first down.
Yeah, Dudley on the replay, we saw it almost certainly was not in the neutral zone, at least before Weil got up out of his stance.
Yeah, that's not the right enforcement if you don't call the first offside where they stepped into the zone. First and 10 Waynesburg. Running play, little trouble, and Tustin got hit, stood up, had to fight to keep the ball, and then went down for a loss of 6.
Right, right there. That one's almost going the other way. The Little Prexies almost took that handoff themselves.
I think Kraus tried to take it back.
Yeah, and they're fortunate that Tustin was able to hold on to it. He did not have a good grip of it. And Grooms, Cook, Dudley all right there.
Right tackle got away with an early move on that play as well. Second and 16, roll out, pull it down, does Kraus, now throws on the run, has a man wide open, it's Brookover. Brookover slips contact, and finally inside the 10, the 5, and Brookover for the touchdown. Got to watch the replay and see if Kraus was across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like he was really close. They called no flag. They called touchdown on the field. It's going to stand. And yeah, he was definitely not every part of his body was over.
Brookover made shambles of the Little Prexies tackling attempts and took that 37 yards to the end zone to make it a one-score game. 6th touchdown pass of the year for Tegan Kraus. Waynesburg trying to get the right personnel on the field. Giblets to hold. Nate Rossetti to kick, and the kick is good. 1:59 to play, first half. Washington 14, Waynesburg 7. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
My Dream Field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My Dream Field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My Dream Field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
You deserve a bank that brings fresh ideas to your business. One that can see you're a cut above and knows you like you know your customers. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on preparing personalized solutions, ones that cater to the unique needs of your business. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Little Prexies have a beef on the offside penalty, but you can't keep going on it. You got to let it go.
Yeah.
And then when you get a shot, you got to make a tackle.
Yeah, and there's no way that Brookover should have gotten within the 10-yard line there, and he was able to break a couple tackles after that to get into the end zone.
Kickoff bounding down the near sideline and will be picked up by Amir Nelson at the 20, trying to get away from coverage, going the far side, 25, 30, 35, cut back into the middle of the field, up over the 40, and the run back will stop at about the 44. So all told, about 24 yards on the run. I want to get back and see. We don't have the shot of where Waynesburg lined up, but they lined up with 12 guys and then walked one off as the ball was being kicked. At least that's the way it appeared from here. Now a completely different feel to this first half. The Little Prexies have a minute 47 to answer, but we're leading 14-0, had multiple opportunities to stop that possession and didn't get it done. And now it's a one-score game. 4 wide receivers, single back, now motion. Little handoff forward. Cut up the middle. It's Nelson, 50, and tripped up from behind. Going to get about 9 yards on that run.
Number 8,
going to give him 10. Actually, it's Jaquay Heyman. My apologies.
Yeah, that little jet sweep. Nice run as Heyman able to cut through, get some blocks up front.
Gain is to the Raider, 46-yard line.
And the clock is turning, 90 seconds. 10-yard run for Heyman. Sixth different ball carrier in the first half. Reed trying to stay with 3 guys bunched to the left. Bounces it outside and now will run out of bounds and stop the clock.
That's a good decision by Reed. Get outside.
Reed on the keeper.
He had some more room to maybe pick up a couple more, but right there getting out, saving the clock is a lot more important than picking up a yard or 2.
5-yard pickup for Reed on that run, his 6th of the ball game, 45 yards rushing. So 2nd and 5, but the clock stopped. 1:13 to play in the first half. Each team has 2 remaining timeouts.
Minute 13, 2 timeouts. Wash High still has time. Now you're in positive territory. Can't take too long, but you have time.
2 receivers wide each way. Trenton Grooms beside Reed. Grooms throws a block. Pass into the middle. Caught by Patton. Slips off a tackle. He's inside the 20, the 15, and down near the 10-yard line.
And there, after they've been really cooking this Waynesburg defense with out routes to Patton. Patton just on a little quick slant. Reed gets it out, delivers it on time, and Patton able to get some yards after the catch.
Boy, you talk about a different feel. The Little Prexies punched this in. This half will have a really different feel, and Washington's going to get the ball to start the second half as well. That would be your ultimate bookend. Running play around the bend, inside the 10, and pulled down from behind. Down, it's Amir Nelson, I believe, and Washington's going to spend a timeout. We will as well.
Amir Nelson on the carry. Tackled by Ross Tennant, Caden Fowler.
First carry of the night for Amir Nelson. 36.1 seconds to play first half. Second down and goal coming up for Wash High when we come back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
Line of scrimmage will be the 5. The Washington timeout comes with 41 seconds to play. And the thing is, if you're Washington, you want to save that if you want to try a late field goal, if you get stuffed twice. So
right.
You don't want to use it unless you get really close here, then you're going to run 2 plays.
Yep.
Waynesburg trying to slam the door. 14-7 Washington leading, and they're going to put 38 seconds on the clock.
I would expect Tristan Reed.
And I don't understand why they just changed the clock to 38. It was 41.
It actually was initially 36. They changed it to 41, and then they moved it back to 38. So they've now changed it twice.
Second down and goal from the 5. Cook trying to run wide left, cuts back inside blockers and got hit at the 5-yard line. And Washington will use the timeout.
Yeah, and
brought down by Blair and Sumter.
I don't love going backwards right there.
No gain on the play.
Cook has to take that handoff, a few yards deep in the backfield, and it puts him in a position where if he isn't allowed to get upfield cleanly, he had a real hard time to try to even make any sort of gain out of it.
And now with 29 seconds to play in the half, Washington has indeed used its final timeout.
It's third down, too, here. You have to mention as well.
Multiple things here. You want to have 2 plays ready to go. If you don't get in, you got to get up and get right on the line again.
Yep.
And perhaps force Waynesburg to use a timeout. But you got to be ready to go right away. Third down and goal at the Waynesburg 5. Raiders got a touchdown, now trying to stop Washington from answering that here late in the half. 29.2 seconds to play. Reed has Jamari Walker with him in the backfield. Patton, Nelson, Cook wide right, Naraskovich wide left. Reed looks the field over. Quarterback draw, touchdown, his 3rd of the night.
Reed on the keeper for the Washington.
And Reed saw that opening, and it was going to be pretty easy for him at that point. Well blocked up front. Walker gets out in front, seals off the edge, and Reed, he's been a game changer here for Wash High. He's played a really nice first half.
Little Prexy's touchdown drives of 5.5 minutes, 6:45, and this one gets into the end zone. I'm sorry, 3.5, 6:20, and then this one in less than 2 minutes. Crawford, extra point kick up and good. Washington 21, Waynesburg 7. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Ross Tennant, Zach Giblets back deep to receive Crawford on the run-up, and he's going to bound the ball down the middle. 25 seconds to play, and the Raiders are just going to crumple cover the ball just across the 32-yard line. Good play by Caden Fowler, one of the O-linemen. Get the ball in control and take just a half second off. Have to see if our floor directors, either one of them has that little clip-on light that we need now. No, we do not.
The Raiders will take over.
Hire a
32-yard line.
phone flashlight holder. Yeah. So Waynesburg has 24.3 seconds to work with. And they're going to start 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Again, Washington will get the ball to start the second half. Waynesburg won the toss and elected to receive. Raiders 2 receivers wide each way, 2 backs with Tegan Kraus, and the play clock goes to 0. They do get the snap and the play. Kraus on the keeper up the middle, and he is dragged down right along the line of scrimmage, and I do not see any timeout indication from the Raiders. If he busts a 8-10 yard run out of that, you may see Joe Coons ask for the timeout, but going to take it to the locker room in this circumstance. Washington 21, Waynesburg 7 at the half. We're back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm Commissioner Electra Janis, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together, we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
Working overtime on your business needs? With First Federal of Greene County's Commercial Lending Department, your next step is closer than you think. From real estate secured purchases to refinancing, your loan starts and stays here. And now First Federal is offering business basic checking, business statement savings, and merchant services. First Federal will help you take care of business. For more information, visit online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For Sunny Days In-Home Care, John Bennett.
We go into individuals' homes and provide non-medical care for mainly senior citizens, but also people with disabilities. We do stuff like bathing, grooming, meal preparation, take people to doctor's appointments. Someone needs a little bit of assistance to help them stay in their home instead of going into a facility, and we like to come in and be the people that do that for them.
Sunny Days In-Home Care, providing compassionate care for your loved one in the comfort of their home. Find out more, sunnydaysinhomecare.com.
Back at Waynesburg, we're at the half. Washington in front 21-7. Other scores that we have: Bentworth 7, California nothing. Beth Center 21, Carmichael 6. Jeff Morgan 21, Mapletown nothing. Avella at the half looking for a 4th straight win, leading West Green 6-0. That's at the break. Peters Township 24, Trinity nothing. A Fort Cherry score, I believe, 30-0. Rangers leading at Meadowlands tonight. And that Best Center Carmichael score is indeed at the half. The Bentworth, California score at the half as well. 3 first half rushing touchdowns for Tristan Reed. Runs of 1:15, and I shorted him on the last one. Where'd he go? 5 yards on that last one. Yep. So I got to adjust my total numbers. 104 rushing yards and 192 total for the Little Prexies. I have Tristan Reed unofficially with 7 carries for 50 yards. Are we in good shape, Bear? Do you have something different?
Yep, I have the exact same.
Okay. Again, Washington 104 rush, 88 pass, 192 total. Waynesburg had 35 yards rushing in the first quarter. In fact, they had 32 yards rushing 3 plays into the game. They go to the locker room with 32 yards rushing at the half, 76 pass, 108 total, and 37 of that 108 total coming on that play where Washington had the receiver Daniel Brookover shots at him 3 or 4 times and didn't get him on the ground. As those of you watching right there are seeing, people just, trying to grab at the ball, trying to stick a forearm into the body and thinking you're going to get a tackle there against a determined runner, and it just didn't happen. But great draw, quarterback keeper to close the scoring there in the first half. And Washington takes it to the locker room with the 21-0 lead. Waynesburg started strong, moved the ball, first 3 rushing plays, had moved the ball 32 yards, but then a completed pass for negative yardage and a deep ball intercepted as Amir Nelson with the pick. Washington then went 55 yards in 7 plays. They had a lengthy play drive, but not 55 plays. They went 55 yards in 7 plays. Reed's first of 3. This one from a yard out. Tyler Crawford with the extra point. 7-0 Washington, 5:37 to go in the first. Waynesburg picked up a first down, converting 3rd down and long with a little, looked like a quarterback draw pop pass to Jeffrey Blair. Picked up 18 yards, but the drive stalled out from there, and the punt went end over end into the end zone. And the Little Prexies, one of the most impressive Washington drives I have seen in a number of years. They went 80 yards, 15 plays, 3rd down conversion, 3rd down conversion, 3rd down conversion, 3rd down conversion, and 15-yard touchdown run to finish it off. 15 plays, 1 went backwards. They had minus yardage on 1, no penalties, an area that they've just killed themselves over the years with false starts. Not a single miscue on that possession. 80 yards, 15 plays, extra point by Crawford made it 14-0. Waynesburg, though, took advantage of some mistakes. Maybe some of that stuff started to bubble up to the surface again. Failure to make tackles early in the possession allowed a receiver to get out of the backfield. He should have been tackled there, got to the sideline and got hit out of bounds. So not only didn't you get the completion for a loss, but you end up giving up the first down and a penalty on top of that. Fast forward, give up a 13-yard pass play to a wide open receiver on the throwback screen, and then got the short end of a bad call from the officials on an offside penalty that should have been false start against Waynesburg. And then the 37-yard Kraus to Brookover catch, run, and poor tackling got Waynesburg on the board. The extra point kick by Nate Rossetti made it 14-7, Washington +7 with just under 2 minutes to go. Start off Jaquay Heyman with a 10-yard run. Then on 2nd and 5, a deep post ball thrown to Caleb Patton. Took it all the way to the 10. And 3 running plays later, Tristan Reed scores for the 3rd time to make it 20-7. And Crawford's extra point made it our halftime score of 21-7. Going to get a news update, the PAC football report. That's all coming your way after our next break here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
This is Coach Guy Montecalvo for the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, here to invite you to become a member of our chapter and help celebrate the stories of these outstanding athletes, coaches, and teams. For just $10, you'll have the opportunity to vote for respected athletes, coaches, and teams of yesteryear as we recognize these sports figures for their contributions to our rich athletic tradition. We're the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Find us online or hit us up on Facebook and be a part of something exceptional.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs, add a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
Good evening. I'm Lynn Manning with your WJPA halftime report. We've got still some sunshine hanging around. Temperatures tonight in the low 50s. And then tomorrow we start into a beautiful weekend. Plenty of sunshine with highs in the mid to upper 80s. We'll take a complete look at that forecast coming up. But first, let's go to ABC for the latest on the suspect who was arrested in the murder of Charlie Kirk.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. In Utah, a 22-year-old was arrested today in the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Governor Spencer Cox says images and video released showing the suspect at Utah Valley University caused his family to come forward.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Calls are growing to stop the political violence. ABC's Pierre Thomas says law enforcement is facing new challenges.
Make no mistake, we're in the midst of an extraordinary time, a challenging time, and what law enforcement is telling me is that they're going to have to rethink their efforts of how to apply resources to try to get on the front side of individuals like this who may be planning acts of violence.
Some lawmakers have also voiced safety concerns. This is ABC News.
A Fayette County teacher is facing charges for having inappropriate contact with a 14-year-old student. Connellsville Middle School teacher, 30-year-old Ashley Autumn Mondial, is charged with unlawful contact with a minor, sexual abuse of children, and corruption of minors. Police say they found sexually suggestive messages on Instagram, among other things. School district officials say that for now, she has been placed on administrative leave. 73-year-old Daniel McCullough of North Strabane has been charged with animal cruelty. Authorities say he used a ball-peen hammer to try and kill 2 of his 4 dogs. He says he lives in Angel Estates Mobile Home Park, and they only allow 2 dogs per resident. He hit them in the head, according to authorities, and then threw them in the trash. 1 died, but 1 did manage to escape and was found critically injured. And police here in Washington say they have arrested 60-year-old Patrick Thurston, whom they believe is responsible for a string of thefts around the city. He was on their Facebook page's Most Wanted. He faces a preliminary hearing later this month. Well, in case you hadn't noticed, you're paying more, a lot more, for grocery prices. Many and wondering where, if any, relief is ahead.
Food prices between July and August jumped 0.6%, the biggest monthly increase in 3 years. Grocery prices are now 2.7% higher than a year ago. Coffee prices are up nearly 21%, steaks up more than 16%, and bananas up more than 6%. And economists warn the impact of President Trump's tariffs could drive some prices even higher in the coming months.
That's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reporting. Washington City Council members last night handed out promotions. WJPA's Joe Jasek has details.
City Council promoted several police officers and firefighters. Leading the list of police officer promotions was John Ritz. He was promoted to captain. Matt Karlowski was promoted to lieutenant. In the fire department, Chad Weir and Joe Wasick were promoted to engineer. Once again, Councilman Ken Westcott announced that the city is looking for individuals to fill vacancies on the city's zoning hearing board. It is a volunteer position and meets several months over the year as needed. Applications may be found with the city clerk, Michelle Spurl, at City Hall. For WJPA News, I'm Joe Jasek.
You probably remember Humpty Dumpty, right? He sat on a wall and then, he took a big fall. But this one beats that one. Police say they are hoping to crack the case. A colorful statue of the nursery rhyme icon was forcibly removed from a structure at a miniature golf course in Cape May, New Jersey. This happened on Sunday, and then Humpty Dumpty was dumped down the street. Police say they're looking for 2 men who were seen stopping at the Ocean Putt Golf at around 4 in the morning. The video shows one of them grabbing and rocking the statue back and forth and then pouring poor Humpty Dumpty off of his foundation and then walking off with him. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 273 this evening to 45,834. The S&P was off 3 to 6584, and the Nasdaq was up 98 to 22,141. In sports, college football tomorrow, it's the backyard brawl. Pitt traveling to Morgantown to take on the Mountaineers. Penn State hosts Villanova. And the Steelers' home opener is Sunday. Pittsburgh hosts the Seattle Seahawks. The game here on 1450 AM, and we'll have our coverage beginning at noon. Pirates are playing in the nation's capital this weekend. Your forecast, clear skies for the rest of the night. Overnight lows around 53. And then starting tomorrow, pretty much through the next week, we've got sunshine and temperatures in the lower to mid to upper 80s. Right now, 80 degrees at WJPA.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. We have a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. Come on up and drive one home today.
0.9% APR financing for 36 months for well-qualified applicants subject to credit approval. Monthly payment of $28.16 for every $1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Must take delivery from retail stock by 9/30/25.
BudBearSubaru.com.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering Week 2 games of the 2025 season on September 13th. I'm Joe Onderco. This week we will take a quick look back at the opening weekend on the gridiron in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing Week 2 games this Saturday. Defending league co-champion Grove City highlighted the slate with an impressive 31-14 road win at 2023 D3 National Champion Cortland. New St. Vincent coach Casey Goff earned the win in his Bearcat debut, 28-7 over Hilbert. In other action, Marietta edged Westminster 12-8, and Hiram fell at Heidelberg 65-27 on Thursday, while Teal dropped a 27-8 home final to Concordia, Wisconsin Friday. Other Saturday home finals included W&J falling to Utica 49-31, Bethany dropping a 41-6 final to Sewanee, Waynesburg defeated by John Carroll 48-14, and Allegheny losing 35-24 to Denison. Geneva fell on the road at Widener 44-18, while Case Western Reserve and Rowan finished in a lightning-shortened 17-17 tie. PAC Player of the Week honors in Week 1 went to St. Vincent Junior wideout Chris Downs with 100 receiving yards and 2 TDs versus Hilbert. Sophomore cornerback Noah Wheeler of Grove City was Defensive Player of the Week with 2 interceptions at Cortland, and Bethany sophomore punter Caden Langley was Special Teams honoree with a 46.3-yard punt average versus Sewanee. Top newcomer was Grove City freshman kicker punter Brady Lane, who made all 5 kicks and averaged 40 yards per punt at Cortland. Highlighting the Week 2 slate is a pair of national powers, as 1-0 and 15th-ranked Grove City host last year's national runner-up, 1-0 and number 2 ranked Mount Union from the OAC at Thorne Field at 1 p.m. The Purple Raiders are 7-0-1 all-time against the Wolverines, but the teams have not met on the gridiron since a 30-14 Mount Union win back in 1979. Grove City head coach Andrew DiDonato previews this week's Division III heavyweight matchup.
When we knew we had 2 non-conference games, we decided right away that we wanted to find the best opponents in the country that we could play, and really just to see where we're at as a program and what it takes to win a national title or to play as a top team in the country. And obviously Mount Union is the standard. Just to get to play against such an elite program, we're just excited to see where our program's at.
Returning to the PAC as a full member for the first time since 1989, 0-1 Hiram hosts its first home game since returning to the league when they host 0-1 Oberlin from the NCAC at Henry Field in Hiram at 6 p.m. The Terriers faced their former conference opponents last season in Oberlin, with the Yeomen edging Hiram 20-17. First-year Hiram head coach Xavier Dupree talks about the excitement in his program as the Terriers rejoin the PAC.
Just to start something new, we've been see some different schools, different venues, things like that. Like I said, you have a lot of our alumni, older alumni who were in the pack and played in those games that are excited to see those rivalries and those games come back.
0-1 Geneva also opens its home schedule under the lights in Beaver Falls as the Golden Tornadoes host 1-0 Shenandoah from the ODAC at Reeves Field at 7 p.m. It's the first ever meeting on the gridiron between the two squads, with Shenandoah coming to town following a 25-6 season-opening victory over Methodist this past Saturday. Veteran GT head coach Gino DeMarco talks about the special night game environment that has developed for Geneva home contests through the years.
Playing Friday night football and high school football in this area is such a big emotional thing and a big draw in Western Pennsylvania. We just felt that having Saturday night games and creating an event, at that time we had over 100-member band. We do a lot of community-type things to create an event.
In other Week 2 PAC gridiron action, all 8 other PAC teams play on the road, with 7 having 1 p.m. kickoffs. Allegheny at Juniata, Bethany at Kalamazoo, Case Western Reserve at Wabash, St. Vincent at Worcester, W&J at Hampton-Sydney, Waynesburg at Dickinson, and Westminster at Franklin and Marshall. Teal also plays on the road with a 3 p.m. kickoff at Adrian. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can also follow us on social media via X, Facebook, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Underko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
My Dream Field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My Dream Field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My Dream Field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
You deserve a bank that drives your business. One that's with you for the long haul and knows how to keep your business rolling. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on delivering customized solutions, ones that are built for the unique journey your business is on. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Also to half, Avella 6.
Welcome back to Waynesburg. We're at the half, 21-7. Wash-High leads Waynesburg. Washington will get the ball. You know, Jack, in many regards, Little Prexies can put their foot down on this one.
Yeah, if they can go down and score, it puts them in a position where, you know, you're up 3 scores. Little Prexies have really controlled this game. I mean, they've only had 3 possessions, and each of the 3 have resulted in a Tristan Reed rushing touchdown. I think that Waynesburg's got to buck up front, and they were getting some pressure early in the game that's dissipated a little bit as of late, or later as this game has gone on. So, you know, if you're Waynesburg, you let Little Wash High go down and score another touchdown. It puts you in a position where the odds are certainly far from in your favor.
And Wash-High running 28 offensive plays, including that 15-yard scoring drive. Washington scored on all 3 of its possessions in the first half. And again, I mentioned about the 15-play drive. That's about as impressive a possession against a quality opponent as I've seen Wash-High in years.
Yeah, really, that one was kind of the magnum opus. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Wash-High was really money on all the key downs. You know, 3rd down, Tristan Reed really was taking things into his own hands, and he has looked like the senior quarterback that he is. He's played a very clean game. He's played a very smart game. And, you know, you have to really be confident with what you've seen from number 1 on, you have to be hopeful that here in the second half he can do it for a full four quarters.
7 for 7 on third downs.
And
you win.
Yeah.
If you're perfect on third down conversions, you win.
And it hasn't been, short third down conversions either. There's been 3rd and 7, 3rd and 11, things like that where, Reed has answered the call. Hasn't just been him. Caleb Patton's a big part of that as well. He's been the trusty target on third down. But it's really been, this whole offense doing a good enough job to allow for Reed to make those big splash plays.
Yeah, 3rd and 11, convert. Then 3rd and 1, they get the touchdown. 3rd and 1, they get a first down. 3rd and 9, first down. 3rd and 7, pick up 7. And 3rd and 2, they get 11, and then the touchdown. And then on the final possession, 3rd and goal at the 5, and they get the touchdown run. Nate Rossetti will kick off for Waynesburg. Washington will move right to left in this quarter, and Washington expecting maybe some shenanigans here. Only one guy back deep, and it's a very high short kick, and going to bounce toward the sideline. It goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Little Prexies are somewhat fortunate because they just didn't get after the football. Now, if it's going out, you want to let it go out, but
it's always risky. The odd shape of a football, you probably should err on the side of caution, as you never really know where it's going to bounce.
And they are going to put the ball down at the 40-yard line. Washington will start 1st and 10.
Play is Washington possession at its own 40-yard line.
Kickoff out of bounds. Twins to the right. Tight end set to the near side. I backfield behind Tristan Reed. 1st and 10 from the 40. Fullback quick hitter, and Javon Woods. 5, 10, spinorama out across the midfield stripe before being corralled. And the pile keeps moving. He's got 5, 10. He's inside the 40-yard line of Waynesburg.
What a carry right there from Woods. Got the first 12 yards really all by himself. And that's when the big boys came in for some support and carried him another 8.
20-yard run, 10 of it with the people hanging on to him. Just a huge, huge start. Woods gets to the Waynesburg 40-yard line. First and 10. Reed with 2 receivers to his right, and again the tight end to the left. Reed down under center now. Blitz shown. Reed waits. Quick hitter again. Fullback carry. Forward for about 9. And they are going to make it 10 and a first down. And again, it's Javon Woods.
And
number 2, Javon
right
Woods
there,
on the carry.
It's Jeffrey Blair trying to come in and blitz, and it just leaves an empty hole. He's focused on getting back to Reed or whoever Reed would hand it off to. Well, you're not expecting it to go right into the gut of the fullback.
Oh, and here's the other thing that Reed did. He waited a couple of more counts before barking. He just paused when the rusher was coming up the field. Reed just stood there and stared at him. He's staring at the play clock as well, letting this thing run. It's down to 10 seconds before Reed even thinks about crouching down. Now does. 1st and 10 at the 30. Tailback gets the call. Jamari Walker around the right side, good for 3.
Yeah, that turned into a nice gain for Walker.
On the carry. Brought down by number 8.
Wasn't much there.
Number 26,
able to stay, somewhat on track with the 3-yard gain.
Gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, we talk about teams that like to do this, and we have not seen Washington in this mode very often. But I mean, they are literally sticking a needle into the valve on the football and just flattening it.
It's very much, a death by 1,000 paper cuts sort of offense, and if you could stay on track, it's very effective.
2nd and 7 at the 27. Fullback quick hitter straight ahead for about 5. Everything between the tackles. That run for Woods. He gets up a little chat.
Number 2, Javon Woods on the carry.
You know, Bob, I came
Brought down
into
by
this
Jeffrey
game
Blair
at least
and Hudson
expecting
Bennett.
the, single wing
Gains
stuff.
the 22-yard line.
Wash
Third
High
down.
hasn't done it today. And, I mean, this is as efficient as this offense has been in the last couple of years.
And in typically have been, and maybe exclusively, other than the tush push, in I backfield.
Yeah, a couple shotgun plays, but yeah, mostly the vast majority of these have been I formation.
3rd and 2 at the 22. Now Naraskovich motions to trips right, running play. Caden Cook first down. He had the first down before he was touched. Gets 5 yards on the run.
Yeah, Cook just burst right through.
Cook on the carry.
Wasn't fooling around and really didn't matter because there was so much room right off the ball and
17-yard line.
turns into a 5-yard gain.
Make it 8 for 8 on 3rd down conversions for Washington. Cook with a 5-yard run to the 17-yard line. Play clock at 25. The Little Prexies get there, and I mean, every snap, Reed has waited even for it to get under 10 before crouching. Now, I don't think the play clock went to the right time set there, but regardless, the handoff, I think it went to
those grooms.
Yeah, the grooms, the
Number
carry
5,
there, but I think the
Grooms on
play
the carry.
clock should have gone and should be running now, and it is not.
Down by Ross Tennant.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Gain is to the 12.
The Little Prexies will take it. 5-yard run for Grooms, and this has just been right straight ahead. Bring it.
Yeah, it's basically, hat on a hat. If you're Waynesburg, I mean, it's a battle of attrition. You have to keep fighting. Right now, Wash High just playing some bully ball.
Woods and Cook behind Reed. Play clock down to 10. Reed squats down, takes the snap, little jump handoff. Cook made a man miss in the backfield, but won't get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard. Have been very few negative yardage plays for the Little Prexies tonight. There's one. And good job. The Waynesburg defense bows the back. It's a second down stop for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, and I think the handoff there took a little too long. Didn't allow for Cook to keep his momentum going forward.
Before Washington snaps the ball, I'm going to guess that we're going to be under 7 minutes on this opening possession of the 3rd quarter. That's 5 minutes off the clock. 3rd down, quick hitter to the fullback, spinorama. Woods ran out of a tackle and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Looked like Woods was going to be stacked up right around that first down line. And he just kept fighting, kept those legs churning, and kept his footing, ran in for a touchdown.
4th rushing touchdown of the year for Javon Woods. And 5 minutes and change off the clock on an opening possession. Washington goes 8 plays, 60 yards, all on the ground, and adds
number 7, Tyler Crawford,
a touchdown.
on the extra point.
And now Tyler Crawford to kick. Good snap and hold. Crawford beats the rush, and the kick is good. Washington 28, Waynesburg 7. 6:57 to play in the 3rd. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/location.
Kicked off by Tyler Crawford. And goes into the end zone. Waynesburg Waynesburg has run 20 offensive plays tonight.
Wash High almost matched that on one possession earlier in the game.
Waynesburg will take over 1st and 10 at its own 20. Just a note to our producing trainer. We cut off there at the end there, just so you know. Okay, just making sure. I didn't know if you had heard that or not. I just wanted to be sure. 1st and 10, Waynesburg from its own 20, now down 3 scores. Washington bookended that first half. Kraus brings a man in motion, hands the ball off, and trying to fight his way forward is Tennant. He'll swim forward for a couple of yards.
Brought down by number 9, Blaze.
And Nigel Dudley, he's been very active in this game. He got into the backfield and forced Tennant to have to move, and really moved him right into the arms of Blaze Naraskovich and kept that to just a minimal gain.
That bookend, Washington went 56 yards in 6 plays in the final 2 minutes of the first half to go back up by 2 scores, and then go 60 yards in 8 plays in the first 5 minutes of the second half to make it a 28-7 lead. 2nd down and 8. Kraus brings Giblets in motion and rolls this way. Now wants to throw to the sideline. Pass is caught by Jeffrey Blair. Good for a first down as he steps across the 30-yard line to move the chains.
Pass is complete to number 7, Jeffrey Blair.
That concept, you had Giblets in motion. Looked like the defense thought that's where it was going, and it allowed Blair to just get some space underneath.
Waynesburg Central, first down.
Pass play good for 11 yards and a new set of downs. I have Kraus unofficially 8 of 9, and the other pass was caught too, but it was caught by Amir Nelson for Washington. I'll have to check my math again there. I know what I'm missing. But yep. 1st and 10 from the 33. Kraus on the keeper. Comes around, stop and go, cut it outside, and it's knocked out of bounds after a gain of just a couple.
Yeah, just a minimal gain. Thought Cook maybe had a shot, but it was a good job of sealing the edge by Grant Pack for Waynesburg.
Gain of 2, 2nd down.
Second down and 8. Waynesburg at its own 35. 6 minutes, just under, to play in the 3rd quarter. Giblets motions. Kraus, pass play is underthrown and almost intercepted. Trying to get the ball to Jack Rossetti, and it was almost picked off.
3rd down.
And I had a good eye on that from the get-go that you could tell Cook saw right where that one was going, and he just didn't make the play. It's a good job by Cook to read it out, but that's one probably won't going the other way.
Yeah, that's the first incompletion thrown by Kraus tonight. Again, he did have the second pass of the game was intercepted, but that's the first ball that he's thrown that has not been caught. 8 of 10 now for 87 yards, but Waynesburg faces 3rd and 8 at its own 35. Kraus, sideline ball is caught. Nice comeback. Rossetti slips an arm tackle, gets across midfield. If you're Washington, you got to tackle better than that.
Yeah, I think Rossetti had the first down already, but you're absolutely right, Bob. He gets about 7 extra yards just because of the missed tackle right on the ball.
18 yards on this completion. Rossetti now 300 receiving yards on the season. Waynesburg converts a long 3rd down. 1st and 10 at the Washington 47. Kraus with Tennant beside. Kraus slides to his right, keeps the play alive, sets and throws, stepped out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds before he threw the ball. So a self-imposed sack.
2nd down.
Yeah, right there, Kraus has to just get rid of that. He had pressure. Nemeth, Dudley, Grooms all won their rush.
Loss of 3 on the sack.
Out of bounds at midfield.
Yeah, and so 2nd and 13 now. Yeah, Kraus trying to keep that play alive, just lost track of where he was and stepped on the sideline before throwing the ball. 2nd and 13. 4 receivers to the left side. Kraus looks to the right side. Pass is caught. Nice grab there. And again, bad tackling, and Rossetti pulls it in and steps out of bounds for near a first down. It's going to be short. Going to get the ball to the 40-yard line. You just can't throw an arm out on a guy as big as Jack Rossetti, 6'3", 210.
Yeah, Nelson tried to bring him down and just pull him, but there's a weight differential right there. Nelson listed at 146, Rossetti listed at 210. I mean, you have a weight difference like that. If you're Nelson, you have to really get your body on him.
3rd down and 3 at the Washington 40. A little more balanced formation. Tight end and a slot near side. Running play near side. Kraus hit at the 38. Didn't get to the 37. This is short. It's going to be 4th and about a yard to go.
Dudley on the tackle. There was some push, but Dudley was able to shed his block right as Kraus was heading through the alley.
4th down and 1 for the Raiders. Coming up on 4:45 to play, 3rd quarter, 28-7 Washington. Little Prexies had won 9 in a row before Waynesburg won at Wash High Stadium last year. Little Prexies trying to turn the tables here and start 1-0 in the conference. 4th down and 1 at the Washington 38-yard line. Giblets with Kraus in the backfield. On the option, Giblets gets the handoff, made Naraskovich Smith stiff arm and around the corner, finally shoved out of bounds by Reed. The Raiders move the sticks on 4th down.
Naraskovich had the first shot at him, shed his block. It set him in an angle that was going to be tough. And then Crawford had a shot to get him right at that marker, but he wasn't able to get any contact other than the contact that Giblets enforced himself.
Giblets and the Raiders with an answer here in the middle part of the 3rd quarter. 9 plays so far, a 3rd down conversion, a 4th down conversion, new set of downs at the Washington 30-yard line. 4 receivers wide right, empty backfield. Kraus to pass to the sideline, underthrown, looking for Jack Rossetti, incomplete, and just pulled that one up short.
Yeah, Rossetti won his route. Kraus just kind of missed the throw. That might have been tipped, too. I couldn't quite tell. Nemeth got his paws up there.
Raiders, that's 4 times tonight I can say for sure have gone 4 receivers one way, 1 to the other, and every time the pass has been to the other side.
Got 4-by-1 again here.
2nd and 10 at the Washington 30. Kraus rolls to the 4-man side, dumps the ball off. Pass is caught, but going to get close to the 20-yard line. Jeffrey Blair moves the sticks.
Jeffrey Blair. Taken down by Amir Nelson.
4th first down of the possession.
20, and that's just enough.
Ball at the 20-yard line, first down.
That's a good combination. You have someone streaking downfield, one underneath, one in the intermediate. Gives Kraus lots of options, and right there, Blair wide open in the middle.
Well, yeah, and you put those defenders in a real pickle. You got 4 receivers bunched there together, and in a scramble drill, who's got who, and they start crossing each other and that kind of stuff. So good concept there for Joe Coons. Raiders to the Washington 20 now, 1st and 10. Tennant goes in motion. Kraus on the little shoulder shimmy, carries it inside the 10 and hit down at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, on that draw play, there was a big hole in the left side of the formation. Kraus was able to run right through there. There was only one man over there. It was Isaac Charnock. He was up against 3 blockers. Had really no chance to seal that one off.
Raiders have taken about 3.5 minutes off the clock and moved 72 yards in a dozen plays. 1st and goal at the Washington 8. 4 receivers left. Jack Rossetti, the lone receiver, to the right side. Kraus, the empty backfield. Pass to the end zone, underthrown and incomplete. Just didn't put enough on it to get it to Blair. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Incomplete. 2nd down.
Have to see what this will be. Might be some sort of roughing penalty on Wash High.
Well, the Raiders are now pointing at Washington. And now they look like the officials are going to agree.
Yep, roughing the quarterback.
Well, now the referee pointed that the penalty was against Waynesburg, and the umpire marked it off against Washington. Yeah, the referee clearly indicated personal foul Waynesburg. And this is the second time this season that we've seen an official do that. Point one way, and the other official marked it off the other. So the personal foul will make it 1st and goal. Put the ball at the 4-yard line. Kraus on the quarterback keeper, hit behind the line and wrestled down man on man. Naraskovich to tackle him at the 5 for a loss.
Yeah, a little fake.
Kraus on the keeper.
And Naraskovich just was able to shed his block and make that fake not even matter.
Ball be put down at the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Kraus loses a yard on that keeper. 2nd down and goal. Clock turning down to 2:20 remaining in the 3rd. Waynesburg certainly would have preferred a quick strike score, but they'll take whatever they get at this point if they can get it in the end zone to get to within 2 scores.
Yeah, they've had to scratch and claw down the field.
2 backs side by side with Kraus. 2nd and goal at the 5. Option, wide pitch. Stop and go. Giblets hit and knocked down at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that pitch being wide maybe affected what Giblets was able to get there. Another one, we saw it earlier in the game on the opening possession. That time another wide pitch.
3rd down.
At least Giblets was able to gain a couple.
So now 3rd down and goal at the Washington 3-yard line, and the clock all the way down to 90 seconds to play. Good job there. You see Giblets strung out and contact from Woods in the backfield, and Reed put him down to stay. The play clock down to 10, and Waynesburg going to use a timeout. 1:15 to play, 3rd quarter. Washington 28, Waynesburg 7. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
3rd down and goal. Waynesburg at the Washington 3-yard line. Tegan Kraus with a single running back with him. Now motion to trips right. That's Rossetti. Pass play. Kraus pulls it back down, and then Kraus is pulled down at the 4-yard line.
He's trying to set it up to Rossetti and had to come off his spot as Dudley able to get into the backfield again. He's played a monster game up front. Lots of pressure, and Naraskovich able to finish it off.
4th and goal. There have been 2 possessions in this 3rd quarter. Washington took 5 minutes and 3 seconds off, and Waynesburg 35 seconds shy of taking the rest of it off. 4th and goal. Rossetti wide over to the far side near the sideline. Pass to Tennant is caught, and he is tackled for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, they tried the swing pass, tried to get Tennant outside.
Brought down in the backfield by Naraskovich.
The Little Prexy defense gets real active right there on that
down.
stand in the red zone. A lot of good tackling, a lot of rallying to the ball.
Yeah, when they got down deep, the tackling certainly improved. 21.4 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Washington will take over at its own 6-yard line. And they will do so with a 28-7 lead. Completed pass for a loss of 2. First and 10. Reed up under center, hands it off. Javon Woods busts it out close to the 15-yard line on the play that will end the third quarter. Washington 28, Waynesburg 7, back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Don't fall behind on your home improvement projects. Let First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County help you with the heavy lifting before winter. First Federal gives you all the tools you need with FHA Title I home improvement, home equity, construction, and owner-builder loans. With offices in Washington, Greene, and Fayette counties, your loan stays here. Apply in person or anytime online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 458729.
We go into individuals' homes and provide non-medical care for mainly senior citizens, but also people with disabilities.
For Sunny Days In-Home Care, John Bennett.
We do stuff like bathing, grooming, meal preparation, take people to doctor's appointments. Someone needs a little bit of assistance to help them stay in their home instead of going into a facility, and we like to come in and be the people that do that for them.
Sunny Days In-Home Care, providing compassionate care for your loved one in the comfort of their home. Find out more, sunnydaysinhomecare.com.
This is Coach Guy Montecalvo for the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, here to invite you to become a member of our chapter and help celebrate the stories of these outstanding athletes, coaches, and teams. For just $10, you'll have the opportunity to vote for respected athletes, coaches, and teams of yesteryear as we recognize these sports figures for their contributions to our rich athletic tradition. We're the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Find us online or hit us up on Facebook and be a part of something exceptional.
At the half, the play total, I think I counted at 28-20, Washington with 28 plays. Now with that Waynesburg 16-play drive, the Raiders, it's 37-36, but the score is 28-7 Washington. And Little Prexies with a 2nd and 1. Washington with 173 yards rushing, 261 total. Waynesburg at 178 total. Washington with nearly 100 yards more total offense. 2nd down and about a yard. Again, a fullback quick hitter, and the pile keeps moving. Carry out across the 20, 25, 27-yard line. The legs churning, carrying defenders, and another Washington first down.
Naraskovich on the carry.
It's Blaze Naraskovich.
Brought down by Caleb
And he's been very active in this game, mostly on the defensive side, but
it's his first carry of the night.
Yeah, but he had the drop earlier, but he's played a really nice game as well.
27-yard line, first down.
12-yard carry for Naraskovich. Eight different ball carriers tonight for the Little Prexies. 1st and 10 from the 27. Amir Nelson takes the handoff, trying to come around the bend. Put a foot in the ground, cut it back. Going to get back across the line of scrimmage. It actually turns that into a 5-yard gain.
Amir Nelson on the carry.
Nelson just has that wiggle to him. He's so hard to tackle, and it turns into a gain. What looked like it might have been a negative.
Couple of runs tonight for Amir Nelson, 10 yards net, 5 on that carry. Following the game, we'll recognize our player of the game, presented by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County.
At the end of the third, Avella leads West Greene 12-0. And at the end of the third, Jefferson Morgan leads Mapletown 63-0.
Patton goes in motion, delay handoff to the tailback, and there is nowhere to run there. Good job, Jamari Walker dropped for a yard loss, so it'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Loss on the play, 3rd down. Ladies and gentlemen,
really have not been very many negative plays tonight.
Oh, there have not.
9303. Again, 127 9303. Hot tonight is
three.
$450.
Count them.
And if
3
you have that winning
negative
ticket,
yardage
head
plays
over to the football concession stand
for
to
Washington.
claim your prize. One last time. Winning 50-50 ticket 127.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Washington at its own 31-yard line. 9:45 to play, fourth quarter. Reed hands the ball off. Play bounced outside. Caden Cook going to get close to the first down marker and across the 37, move the sticks.
Waynesburg just cannot get off the field on third down.
By Caleb Phillips.
Yeah, and right there, there's too much room for Cook. You have to expect it. Washai has not thrown a pass in this second half, and I think if it's up to them, they won't do it at all.
10 for 10 on third down conversions. 8 yards on that run for Cook. The clock is stopped with the out-of-bounds play. Reed, I guess, doesn't realize that. He's going to wait for that play clock to get down to 10. Handoff, it's Grooms left side. Grooms has 5, 7, 9, maybe 10 yards. It's another first down.
Trenton Grooms on the carry.
This is just ground and pound.
Brought down by Taylor Sproat.
We saw so many positive plays on that opening drive of the half for Wash High. And right there, I mean, so far through 6 plays on this possession, they've not slowed down.
173 yards rushing through 3 quarters. 34 more here, over 200 rushing yards tonight. First and 10 from the 49. Toss right. Cook bounces it back outside. He's to midfield and finally forced to the boundary. Going to get about 5 yards maybe on that play.
Knocked out of bounds by Ross Tennant.
And the clock will stop with the out of bounds play.
To the Raider 47-yard line.
And officially spotted out the 47, so Cook's toss and run good for 4. Just chewing up this clock. And really, first half had only 6 possessions, I believe. And maybe 7. Waynesburg had the extra one. Yeah, they had 4, but their last possession was 1 play.
Yeah, this is going to be a game where the final score really doesn't reflect the dominance of Wash High's offense. If they can score here, they'll put them in the 30s, but that's obviously a great scoring effort. But this is a game where if they were fast-paced, they could really have stacked up the score.
Jamari Walker takes the handoff and gets down to about the 42. Sproat on the tackle for Waynesburg, but a 5-yard run there will set up a third down and 1.
Central 42, third down.
Walker now 6 carries on the night. And I have 29 yards unofficially. Third and a yard to go, just outside the Waynesburg 40. 28-7, Washington leads, 8:15, and the clock continues to roll here in the fourth. 15 on the play clock. Reed hands it off. First down and then some. Woods runs out of a tackle and sprinting down the hash mark. Now for the pylon. 10-5, Woods, touchdown.
Javon Woods, he's been such a weapon in this game. The quick fullback handoffs, and that time, once he gets past that first line, Waynesburg had 9 up on the line of scrimmage, and he was just able to scamper past it at that point and run to the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown of the half for Javon Woods. 8:02 to play, fourth quarter. Well, now we're getting into a little battle for player of the game discussions now. Tristan Reed, 3 touchdowns in the first, Javon Woods in the second. Tyler Crawford chips the extra point up and good. Washington 35, Waynesburg 7, 8:02 to play, fourth quarter. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
At Slovenian Savings and Loan, they understand you want convenience. That's why their mobile banking app allows you to bank from anywhere, anytime. They also know there's no substitute for personal, one-on-one service from someone who cares about you and your family. Founded on honesty, integrity, and trust in 1925, and that will never change. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. SlovenianSavingsandLoan.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Eric Cushy from Curtis Pharmacy. We don't sign every insurance contract out there. We don't participate in every network. And what we've come to realize is if we take our invoice cost on generic drugs at a fair dispense fee, we can save you money depending on the medication. No insurance, no middlemen. You have a prescription, you pay us, you're done. If you take generic drugs, this program's for you. Go to our website at curtispharmacy.com, click the Dare to Compare link, and feel free to look up your medication, see how much we could save you.
94 yards, 9 plays, all on the ground.
Tyler Crawford set to kick off.
And 4 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Kickoff by Crawford, bangs another one into the end zone.
Touchback.
That's a weapon.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is a weapon.
Really, it is a weapon, especially against teams with dynamic return players. And Kraus is a guy who can move pretty well. Take him out of the equation on returns and just spot that one right at the 20.
I want to back up 18 minutes ago in game action. 18 minutes ago, Waynesburg scored to make it 14-7. Washington was not tackling all that well, and it has been all Washington since then.
Yeah, and you thought maybe, Waynesburg scored, maybe they'd get some momentum back. Yeah, that wasn't the case. Wash High wasn't fooling around the next possession, went down and scored before the half, and 2 more scores here in this second half.
1st and 10 from the 20. Tennant takes the handoff and forced to go wide and tracked down by Caleb Patton. Going to get a couple out across the line of scrimmage.
5-yard gain, 2nd down.
And they actually put him to the 25, so Tennant with a 5-yard run. And I do want to give credit Waynesburg, that 16-play drive, but the bulk of that action happening early, and then Washai just slammed the door on the last 4 plays. Kraus pass across the middle is caught. Arm tackle attempt, no good. Break another one, and it's Giblets running free, trying to set up a block. Giblets inside the 30 and going to get run down by Tristan Reed.
That's really, really poor tackling from Wash High. Good delivery from Kraus, delivers an accurate ball, makes it so that Giblets doesn't really have to break stride at all. And from that point on, it just, he's able to take advantage of some weak tackle attempts from Wash High.
And if there's one thing that to really get after, and that it is that, and we've seen that in the past, but 57-yard pass play on the catch by Giblets. 1st and 10 at the Washington 18. Raiders not ready to run up the surrender flag yet. Kraus with a single back. It's Tennant with him. Kraus rolls to his right. Now will run with it inside the 15 and out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Too much space on that right side of the formation. It allowed Kraus to easily bag that pass attempt and just scramble pretty early on. Easy decision.
We talked about coming in, Jack. If either team defensively could get a stop, and Washington has done that. They're 7 minutes away from a win, leading by 4 scores at the moment, though Waynesburg threatening. 2nd down at the 11-yard line, 2nd down and 3.
And you really can point to a couple big things. The stand on the last possession and the early interception that have been the real big defensive plays for Wash High.
Kraus hands the ball off. Tennant running right side. Got the defensive end, got tied up there, and there is a flag down. They did get the hold at the edge.
Take him down by
at least I believe that's what they got.
Flag on the play.
That's how Tennant got around the bend, and I was zoomed right in with the glasses, and it is going to be holding against Waynesburg.
Holding against Waynesburg Central.
See if we can get the replay there.
Yeah, it's going to be 61.
Yep. Grant Pack.
Little hold, and was downfield beyond the line of scrimmage, so the carry credited to the 9 for Tennant. And then the hold will take the ball back to the 19. Not a lot of penalties against the Raiders tonight. I have that just as the 3rd, and one of them a kickoff out of bounds. Kraus flushed out of the pocket, rolls near side, trying to keep the play alive, throw to the sideline, and unable to stay in bounds and couldn't make the catch anyway. Jeffrey Blair, incomplete pass.
Kraus's pass intended for Jeffrey Blair is incomplete. Third down.
All in all, for Waynesburg, given their circumstances, an incomplete pass there is not the worst possible thing that could happen. Third down and 11 now at the Washington 19. They're going for 2. There's no question.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to go, they got 2 plays if they need it to move the sticks here. So,
yeah, you're in a situation. There's no thought. Even if Kraus takes a 30-yard loss here, you're probably still going for it.
Trips to the near side, single receiver to the top of the set. Kraus, little trouble with that snap, pulls it down, shoulder shimmy, rolls, near side, throws for the end zone, man wide open, and the pass is caught for a touchdown. How in the world Jeffrey Blair gets so wide open, and Kraus did not miss him.
There's a flag on the play.
There is a flag down. I did not see that.
I think that's after the plays, what the flag's going to be.
Correction, no flag on the play.
I didn't see a
Just
flag.
19-yard completion.
19-yard touchdown pass. Kraus to Blair.
Yeah, and I think, the secondary, they did a good enough job in coverage. Early in the play, they just got caught being spectators, and Kraus just kind of had to sling one. It was a great throw and a great grab by Blair.
Second touchdown pass of the night. Extra point kick by Rossetti is good. The score now, Washington 35, Waynesburg 14. Kickoff in the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Mazda. We have a great selection of new 2025 Mazda CX-50s. We have 1.9% financing on those up to 60 months.
1.9% financing with approved credit for very well qualified customers through Mazda Financial Services. $17.48 per month per $1,000 financed. Tax, title, license, and other fees may apply. Offer ends 9/30/25.
BudBearMazda.com.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Raiders set to kick off, and it's going to be that short bounding kick, and Little Prexy's front wall handles it. And good job to get right down on the football. Caleb Patton handles it. 6.5 minutes to play. Ball for the Little Prexy's at their own 45 here against the Raiders.
If you're Wash High, you're thinking you could take a good bit, if not most, of this clock down if you can string a few nice runs together, especially with how effective they've been in the second half on the ground. Every play's been on the ground for them in the second half.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Reed with an eye backfield, handed off. It's Caleb Cook. Cook's got 5, puts the shoulders down and drives, tackled inbounds.
Cook on the
47-yard line, a run of 7.
By Caleb Phillips.
Yeah, and Cook just had the edge all the way. Well blocked play up front.
Gain it to the Raider.
It was a good seal on the edge as well.
Make it a gain of 8, actually. My apologies. Some tough sledding there for Cook tonight. 9 carries for now 27 yards, 3-yard per average.
We have a final. Avella 18, West Green 7. That one is final.
4 straight for the Avella Eagles. What was that, 14-7?
18-7.
18-7, thank you. Play clock down at 15, and Tristan Reed in no hurry. Second down and 2 at the Waynesburg 47. Reed hands to the fullback, and Raiders smell that out and slam that stop right away. And may have lost a yard on the play.
That was Woods, just didn't have anywhere to go. Good job getting in the backfield from Taylor Sproat, excuse me, and Levi Yost.
1, 3rd down.
10 carries on the night for Woods, 111 yards rushing and 2 second-half touchdowns. But now 3rd and 3. My last count, I think Washington was 11 for 11 on 3rd downs. I'll go back through and check that again, but now face 3rd and 3. Reed to pass, pulls it down and rolls to the right side, gets the first down and then some. 40, 35, and taken to the boundary at about the 28-yard line.
Reed on the keeper.
Yeah, and that was a design fade, it looked like, and the receiver was not looking for it. He was double-teamed anyway, and Reed had enough time to get outside and turn what was a broken play into an explosive run.
Did I say 11 for 11? It's 12 for 12 now. 20 yards on that scamper for Tristan Reed. It's his first carry of the second half. He's got 70 yards on 8 runs tonight. 4:15 and counting. I got to tell you, the Little Prexies would be more than satisfied to have the ball in their hands when the clock runs to zeros.
Yeah, no question about it. Hey, a big run like that actually makes it less likely of that, but Reed has to take what he's given.
Reed hands it off to the tailback, and the Raiders have all kind of people in to get a hold of Trenton Grooms. And he'll lose a little bit.
Grooms on the carry. Brought down by Blair.
Drop back at the 30. Loss of 2.
Loss on the play to the 30-yard line. 2nd down.
Game clock now at 3:35 and counting. And our reminder, we'll recognize our player of the game in our post-game recap. And brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. 2nd and 12. Play clock now down to 5, and Reed takes the snap. Toss back, Jamari Walker. Walker gets back inside that 30, back to that series' original line of scrimmage. So 2 lost by Grooms, 2 gained by Walker. And now 3rd down and 10.
Jamari Walker on the carry.
And that 3rd down conversion streak on the line now.
Yeah, it's this play here is going to put that to the test, the 3rd and 10. And with how this second half has been, I wouldn't be surprised to see Wash High put it on the ground still and try to get a run, maybe use 2 plays to get this first down.
12 for 12 on 3rd down conversions, but now a 3rd and 10 with 2.5 minutes to play. Washington leading 35-14. And whether they convert or not, they have effectively put this one in the win column. Walker takes the handoff, runs left, slipped off contact inside the 20, 10, 5, Jamari Walker, touchdown.
We have a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
This one's going to come back.
Holding against the offense.
Holding against Washington.
And it was right where the ball was run to.
Yep.
They're going to call it against Dudley, and yep, he had his arms around the body.
That's a underhook and a pancake. A little toss there. That's a hold. Now, we'll bring the ball back. It's 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, and one of the significant rule changes in the National Federation, and I applaud. Here's the downside for Waynesburg. The clock's going to run again. So Washington is going to be able to take that much more time off. It's 3rd and 20 now, out at the 38-yard line. Tristan Reed from the shotgun now has 2 wide receivers one way. Reed had the struggle, fumbles the football, and able to dive back on it. First time Washington's put the ball on the ground tonight. And it lost back to the 49, and it looks like Waynesburg's going to use a timeout. And with that, 1:24 to play in the game. Washington 35, Waynesburg 14. Fourth down and long when we come back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
The ability to run the football when the defense knows you're going to run the football, that's what Washington's done in the second half.
Yeah, there's been no messing around, no trickery. They've been showing their hand. It just hasn't mattered. Wash High's basically said our guys are better than your guys, and in this second half, that's been the case.
23 running plays in the second half, and now with 1:24 to play, Washington with fourth down out at the 50-yard line. Will Reed quick kick here? And indeed, Reed will step up and punt the ball with nobody back. It's going to hit inside the 15 and roll to the sideline and be down at about the 10. 40-yard punt for Tristan Reed.
That's a great job from Reed. I thought that's exactly what they were going to do, and I'm surprised that Waynesburg wasn't putting anybody back there. We haven't seen Wash High go empty at all in this game, and right there, Waynesburg just caught flat-footed.
And now 1:16 remaining in the ball game. Well, perfection didn't work because of the holding penalty, and then the fumble by Reed that he had to dive on to save the possession there. Washington 12 of 13 on third down conversions. Waynesburg trips to the near side, single receiver to the top, 1st and 10 from the 10. Kraus scrambling, trying to find somewhere to go, is going to get out to about the 16, 17-yard line. Grooms able to make the stop, but Washington not terribly concerned with a 7-yard run.
Second down.
Second down as we're under a minute to play. Kraus signaling to his wide receiver. Single back with him. 2nd and 3. Kraus rolls to the right. Grooms in pursuit, and Kraus goes down.
Yeah, right there, Grooms. One immediately got into the backfield. No one blocked him. Just a blown assignment there. Eli Tennant let Grooms go into the backfield on a miscommunication, and Kraus had nowhere to go.
Loss of 9 on the sack. 18 seconds to play. Kraus drops, steps up, got hit, and now will run and slides to a stop. And it's going to bring up fourth down, and the Raiders do not use the timeout.
Kraus slides down at the 19.
And the ball game will come to an end. Washington 35, Waynesburg 14.
And that'll do it. Final score, Washington
And that'll
35,
end the
Waynesburg
ball game.
Central
We'll get you a
14.
full recap on our post-game show here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Orthodontics isn't just for children. Orthodontics is for everyone. Choose Good Orthodontics. Doctors Bob and Ron Good and Dr. Cullen Doyle are board-certified specialists in orthodontics and facial orthopedics. Good Orthodontics has offices in Mount Lebanon, Washington, and Pleasant Hills. See all the good a simple smile can do. Call Good Orthodontics, 724-225-1114. Excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
You deserve a bank that lifts up your business, that shares your spirits and your taste for success. At Washington Financial, We pride ourselves on crafting solutions that are as one of a kind as your business is. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
Welcome back to Waynesburg. Washington 35, Waynesburg 14, our second that we know of final score of the night. Waynesburg started strong, and boy, I tell you what, looked troublesome for the Little Prexies on that opening possession. Waynesburg taking the opening kickoff and banged out 32 yards on 3 straight runs, had the ball into Washington territory, but a completed pass for negative yardage, and then a long throw downfield. Tegan Kraus underthrew the ball, and it was intercepted by Amir Nelson. Washington started on what turned out to be a 55-yard scoring drive, 7 plays, converting the first of 12 consecutive third down situations, and the second conversion put the Little Prexies in the end zone. Tristan Reed with his first of 3 TDs tonight, 1-yard run. Tyler Crawford's extra point made it a 7-0 Washington lead, a little over halfway through the first quarter. Raiders picked up 1 first down, but ended up punting the ball away. Washington took over in the most impressive drive of the night that ended in the end zone at least. Now, an 80-yard, 15-play drive. Washington converted 4 consecutive third downs on the possession. Reed's 15-yard scamper ended that possession. Crawford's extra point made it 14-0. But don't count the Raiders out. They get the kickoff, start at their own 20-yard line, and go 80 yards in 8 plays. Some tackling issues for Washington defense on the possession. One early on when Jack Rossetti ended up picking up a first down and a personal foul penalty on a late hit, a play that should have been stopped in the backfield for negative yardage, actually. And then a screen play, 13 yards to Tennant. Washington called for offside, and then Brookover catching a pass from Kraus, and Daniel Brookover making people miss and breaking tackles and taking it to the end zone. 37-yard touchdown pass. Nate Rossetti's extra point made it a 14-7 score with just under 2 minutes to go in our first half. And Washington has not scored quickly other than maybe a long pass play this year. Been more grinded out, chew up the clock, et cetera, et cetera. And boy, they scored quickly. In fact, in 1 minute and 34 seconds, 56 yards, 6 plays. The big pass play, a 31-yarder to Caleb Patton, give Washington first and goal at the 10. Nelson with a 5-yard run, and after Cook was stopped for no gain, Tristan Reed with a 5-yard run to the end zone to score with 25 seconds to play. Crawford's extra point, 21-7, teams go to the locker room. Washington got the ball to start the second half, and they embark on a 60-yard, 8-play drive. Javon Woods, first of 2 rushing touchdowns in the second half for Woods. This scamper in from 13 yards out, 2 more third down conversions, 9 for 9 at that point. Crawford's extra point made it 28-7. The Raiders take over and they chew up the clock, they chew up the yardage, go from their own 20 to the Washington 8-yard line, and then a personal foul took it to the 4. First and goal at the 4, -1, gain of 2, sack for a -1, and a completed pass for a loss of 2, and the ball over on downs. 16 plays, and they do not get points. Washington took over from there and went 94 yards in 9 plays. Javon Woods capped it from 42 yards out, his second rushing touchdown of the night. The extra point kick by Crawford made it 35-7. Waynesburg answered with points with about 6.5 minutes to go. 80-yard drive. Big pass play to Giblets, and then the pass, those of you watching the video just saw the 19-yard pass to Jeffrey Blair, wide open in the front corner of the end zone. The extra point kick by Nick Rossetti, and that set our final score at 35-14. I have Washington with 275 yards rushing, 88 passing, all the passing in the first half. Washington 170 plus yards rushing after intermission, 363 total. Waynesburg finishes with 273 total offense, 74 rushing, 199 passing. and again, 273 total. Some individual numbers. Javon Woods, 10 carries for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns, and all but 13 of the yards and 7 of those carries in the second half, both scores after intermission as well. Tristan Reed ran for 3 touchdowns, 9 carries for 58, and that got hampered with his fumble late in the ball game on that 3rd down and 20 play. He was at 8 carries for 70 yards ahead of that. Reed throwing the ball, 6 of 8, all in the first half, 88 yards on the night. On the other side of the ledger, rushing tough to come by. Giblets 35 yards on 7 carries. Kraus finished the night 14 carries for 34 yards. Had a couple of touchdown passes. Unofficially, I have Tegan Kraus at 14 of 17 for 199 yards and 2 scores. I think if you read that, you think you didn't throw the ball often enough. You go 14 of 17, throw it a little more often, but was efficient in that regard. So the 3 incomplete passes, and one of them was the early interception. So the Raiders moved the ball through the air, but could not get enough done. Blair with 4 catches for 48 yards and 1 score, and Brookover, the other touchdown reception, his only catch of the night. Couple of minutes, we will name our player of the game, brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve, you have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
And it's time to recognize our player of the game, brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. And we told you at the half that he had made a strong case. Tristan Reed had all 3 Washington touchdowns, and that last possession late in the first half to put Washington back up by 2 scores, and then to engineer that thing, and to surrender self into team. Here's a kid that wants to throw the football. He wants to scramble around and run, and he did very little of that, didn't throw at all in the second half, and very little scrambling around running, and surrendered self into the team and led Washington on 2 more scoring drives in that second half. For that, Tristan Reed is going to be named our player of the game.
Yeah, his outing is, I would describe it in one word. It was mature today. You saw the big plays. He was calm and cool under pressure. There were some passing plays that kind of fell apart. He didn't panic. He just, tucked it, let things develop, and was able to make something out of nothing and get some positives where, you thought there might be a big loss. Reed really played an excellent first half. As you said, wasn't asked to really do much in the second half, which, I'm sure he would have wanted to. But, it takes a mature leader like Reed, who's played more than almost anybody on this team. He has all the experience, and, he used that today to lead this team to victory.
Washington improves to 3-1, opens conference play at 1-0. Little Prexies will be home next week with Stowe Rocks. Waynesburg drops to 2-2 overall, 0-1 in the section. Non-conference game At Munhall next week, Waynesburg will take on Steel Valley before returning to conference play a Thursday game at Dormont Stadium against Seton LaSalle on September the 25th. That same week, Wash High will have its in-season non-section game when they travel to South Park. A couple of final scores are in. Central Valley 49, McGuffey 6 as that opens West Hills Conference play. Wash High 35-14. It was Avella 18, West Green 7. Avella now 4-0 for the first time in a dozen years. Best Center 35, Carmichael 7. It was Jeff Morgan last we heard 63-0 up on Mapletown. Fort Cherry a final 44-14 over Chartiers Houston. We'll see both Fort Cherry and Chartiers next week. Fort Cherry open at home against Monessen Friday night, and then Chartiers Houston at Burgettstown on Saturday afternoon. And in a non-conference 5A, 4A, Peters Township remains unbeaten. The Indians 31-12 winners against the Trinity Hillers as the Hillers drop to 1-3. Tonight's game on the WJPA Sports Network has been brought to you in part by Cornerstone Care, creating healthier tomorrows today. By the Schweinebrauten Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. By Washington Financial Bank, for 125 years, proud to be the bank that gets you. By CNX Dreamfields, making your dream field come true. By Good Orthodontics, excellence is a good choice. Choose Good Orthodontics. By the Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half-century of service. And by Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital. Our coverage from Waynesburg also brought to you by Bud Bear Subaru and Bud Bear Mazda, Route 19 South in Washington, home of the Bud Bear Cares Rewards Program. By Curtis Pharmacy in Washington, Claysville, Connellsville, Carmichaels, and online at curtispharmacy.com. By Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. By the Washington Greene County chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, celebrating our region's rich athletic tradition. By Sunny Days In-Home Care, providing compassionate care in the comfort of home. SunnyDaysInHomeCare.com. By First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County, people you know, people you can trust. By Washington County Human Services, take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. And by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Be sure to catch our NFL feature programs tomorrow morning on WJPA AM. NFL Preview, Insider, and Fantasy Forecast begin at 7 a.m. The Steelers host the Seattle Seahawks Sunday, airtime 12 noon on WJPA, followed by the Sunday night matchup, the Falcons at Vikings, and we'll carry the Monday night West Coast battle as the Raiders host the Chargers with a 10 p.m. start. We have a 3-game high school weekend coming up for you next week here on the WJPA Sports Network. Fort Cherry hosts Monessen. Canumack opens conference play at home with Mount Lebanon Friday. Then Burgettstown celebrates homecoming, hosting Chartiers Houston Saturday afternoon. Our thanks to head coaches Mike Bosnick and Joe Coons, to athletic director Chris Miner and his entire crew here at Waynesburg. From our partner Jack Sacco, floor directors Jason Tennant and Scott Donnelly, Brett Gambita and Grady Peterson on camera, Bill Chapo and Sid Vicious producing in our downtown Washington studios. Thanks so much for being with us. From the Century Conference opener here in Waynesburg, I'm Bob Gregg. Your final score, Washington 35, Waynesburg 14. This has been a presentation of the WJPA Sports Network.